You're listening to the Rebel Rebel podcast with Rory Carson. Tasha Vigeshtak, leis an fód crúlaí Rebel Rebel le Rory McCarson.
St. Valentine's Day comes around once a year. Our thoughts turn to love as the time it draws near. When sweethearts and darlings, husbands and wives, pledge love and devotion for the rest of their lives. As the day turns to evening, soon night time does fall. Young people get ready for the Valentine's ball. As the night rings with laughter, some families still mourn the 48 children who never came home. Have we forgotten the suffering and pain, the survivors and the victims of the fire in Artane? The mothers and fathers forever to mourn the 48 children who never came home. 'Twas down to the Stardust they all made their way. The bouncers looked on as they lined up to pay. The records were spinning, there was dancing as well. Just how the fire started, sure no one can tell. In a matter of seconds, confusion did reign. The room was in darkness, fire exits were chained. The firefighters wept, for they could not hide their sorrow and anger for those left inside. Have we forgotten the suffering and pain, the survivors and the victims of the fire in Artane? The mothers and fathers forever to mourn the 48 children who never came home. Throughout the city the bad news had spread. There's a fire in the Stardust with 48 dead. Hundreds of children are injured and maimed, and all just because the fire exits were chained. Our leaders were shocked, grim statements were made. They shed tears by the graves as the bodies were laid. The injured have waited in vain for 4 years. It seems like our leaders shed crocodile tears. Have we forgotten the suffering and pain, the survivors and the victims of the fire in Artane? The mothers and fathers forever to mourn the 48 children who never came home. 500,000 was paid in solicitors' fees, a fortune for the owner and his family. It's hard to believe that not.
There we go, folks. That was the sound of Christy Moore with They Never Came Home. So that was the. Well, so far, as you know, I've jumped back in here, folks. My apologies for the. I've had a new that was sounding a bit sort of rough as well it was. You should have told me, folks. You know what kind of perfectionist I am. So listen, we're going to jump straight in here now. We'll start this off because Shabeen's going to be on very, very soon. The PD once the match starts. So I have Alan Quinn here now on the phone, folks, from Shabeen. So we're going to get going ahead with this here now. Hopefully Alan is on the phone right now. Alan, can you hear me?
Yes, mate, how's things?
Happy days, Alan. Thank you very much. Sorry for messing you about this morning here. Fuck's sake. So no problem. So listen, obviously we're just going to go be short today, so it's because we had you obviously on a feature interview. I think it was your 21st anniversary, wasn't it? When we had you up in the far set.
That's right.
So it was
21st birthday party. That's 13 years in your gaff.
Crazy to think that was that long ago, like as well, 4 years ago or something. So it was.
Yeah, 4 years.
And then obviously our last year you were on the show when we first started the lockdown live videos. So cheers, mate, for coming on. So obviously you're actually in the PD club now. You're in. Obviously, I would have loved to have you in the studio today or yourself, but the way things are going, just it couldn't happen. So listen, what has you over in the PD this weekend then?
It's a commemoration weekend that kind of remembers the life and celebrates the life of Bobby Story. Bobby was a good pal of the band's as well, and we think what a big honour for the Republican movement, if you like, and asking us to play it. You know what I mean? So it's the full weekend ran to Thursday to tomorrow. I think tomorrow's till tonight's the last night. So it's just basically a celebration of Bobby's life, because as Monday speaker said yesterday, they never really given the send off they wanted. You know what I mean? So I try to kind of put this weekend in as well to make a wee bit kind of better, if you like. You know what I mean? So that's why we're over. So an honour for us to be here.
Is it the full band over, just yourself and and Pat? Or? Oh, happy days, grand. Yeah, we would love to get down. Obviously, the one that been working all weekend myself. So have. I just actually seen there as well that David Bell's dad put the new mural he done in the PD. It looks fantastic.
Class, Rory. Came in last night. That's the first I've actually seen it. And the photographs don't actually do it justice on social media. When you actually see it, it's live, if you like. It's class. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. Plus, it's brilliant, really, really good.
Yeah. So obviously, Alan, when we were talking last year when we first started sort of the lockdown live ones, everything was basically up shit street with a paddle. Nobody was doing nothing. Nobody was gigging. Nobody was working anything. Obviously, users are slowly but surely starting to get see yourself and Pat. They're doing lots of gigs now, regularly every weekend. And Kelly's back in the turnstiles and all as well. So tell me sort of what it's been sort of like for yourselves. Like, I mean, just not working at all. Like,
I just had to get on, mate. Do you know what I mean? But as I say, it was a bit hard. It was about a year and a half. Roughly, we never done nothing. Just the restrictions and stuff. But as you said, for the last maybe month or two, it's been kind of back to normal. Myself and Pat, like every Friday in Kelly's, every Sunday in Kelly's, and Saturday with the turnstiles and the squirrel and blah blah blah. So we're getting back to normal. Shabin's got something. As I say, it's a big year for us next year as well. We done a gig coming up with Alan Thompson at the end of October. Then we got another gig up in Fife in December. Then obviously next year we're going to kind of do a lot more kind of gigging because for 25th year on the road, or on the run, just saving posters.
Right. So obviously this year there, you played again at the finale night along with the Wolf Homes, and I seen obviously this year you were a bit you had Crookie with you as well, and McGinty was playing the mandolin on the stage as well. So he was.
That's right. I will. Just as you know yourself, Timmy decided after 24 and a half years just to kind of basically retire. Do you know what I mean? So we got Chris Cook trying to play the kind of accompaniments, if you like, with that day. But we've got Paul Shaskin who's joined the band. Paul used to be in the band of Pilgrims and amongst others at Ramadans.
Yep.
So Paul's overways now. He plays the accordion, the whistle, so he's kind of took Timmy's place.
So
Paul's the band out.
We'll talk now then, obviously, just a wee bit about Timmy. And because as you say, 24 and a half years. Like obviously next year would have been the 25th anniversary of the band. And obviously he was one of the founding members along with yourself of it. So just tell us a wee bit about Timmy Doc and obviously what he brought to the band over the years.
Yeah. Me and Timmy were in Galtimore before Shabin started, and we were in Galtimore for a couple of years. And I knew Timmy for a long time. I used to stay out in Forsyth. I used to be very friendly with Timmy's wife's brother, Anthony. I've knew Timmy since he's been 14, 15. Just got to know him through years. He always was a fantastic musician. He's a great guy. Anybody knows Timmy knows he's just such a nice guy. Do you know what I mean? And just like one of my kind of friends, closest pals ever in the world. Just kind of grew up with him, and me and him went through a lot with the band, the good days, the bad days, and through thick and thin and stuff. And it was very sad to when he says to me that he was just going to call it a day kind of thing. But Timmy's just Timmy. Do you know what I mean? He's a legend.
Yeah, were you expecting it, like when he had told you that he was going, or?
I wasn't really expecting it, Rory, but it's kind of one of the ones that I think it's hard. A lot of people think it's brilliant, but see, like when you're in a band like Shabin and you come under a lot of pressure all the time. You're travelling.
Big commitment, yeah.
You need to kind of cut out for it. You know what I mean? And as I say, I was 24, almost 25 years till I was in the band. Day one, same as myself. And I think the lockdown didn't do him any favours. I mean, I kind of stuck in the house for about a year and a half without doing nothing. And don't get me wrong, I'm still hopeful maybe come up maybe now and again, maybe play a wee bit here and a wee bit there. But I think just the way, it's whatever he wants. You know what I mean? I'm not Timmy long enough to not to question his decision. If he says something, mistakes it. So, but I have to respect him. That means he's my pal. It's not just a workmate for 25 years. He's a good friend.
So, who is it again? You've brought in to replace him in?
Paul Sharkey. Paul's in the Amadans with John Joe Gallagher for a lot of years, and also he was played the drums, and they also played the accordion and whistles and stuff for the Barney Pilgrims. So Paul's he's an excellent musician as well, good guy. So he's over with us here in Belfast now as we speak. So Paul's a kind of replacement for Tim, if you like. So
I see. Whenever I had you on down in the far set doing the interview, we were talking about your tour of Norway that time. So we'll not get into it. But I just seen a comment here popping up from Hans Thomas Thorstein. He says, "Hey, Ro, ask Alan when they're coming back to Norway. We'll miss you being over here terribly." So what do you?
No, Norway was an experience. I've actually been there twice. I think the last time I was there must have been about 2001, about 20 years ago, for the Norway Celtic Supporters Club. Big guy called Harold Larson.
I remember you talking about him. Yeah. Crazy.
And Maris was he was appointed to be the kind of guy to look after us. You know what I mean? So Maris is a good guy. We got him into a wee bit of trouble with him.
Sure.
He was supposed to look after us and make sure we didn't drink or that kind of stuff. But we ended up steaming all the time with him. Norway's a great experience. 2001 we were over there for a week. It was at the St Patrick's week. It was just as bad as Dublin, you know what I mean? But marches and festivals and
craziness,
like parades and stuff. It was brilliant, really. They took it to a different level. Surprised.
Obviously, this weekend then, this weekend we all should have been in Bundoran then again for the second year in a row. It's been cancelled. Like not to say it's a big kick in the plums. Like it's just a great weekend. So it's like to be away for.
You know yourself, Bundoran's one of the best festivals about. It's tremendous, you know what I mean? But that's the last couple of years it's not went ahead because of the pandemic. But as I say, hopefully next year back to normal for Mickey and all that. You know what I mean? You know yourself, it's a fantastic run festival. It's been going a lot of time, and Sabines had the pleasure of playing it most years since it started.
Yeah. So listen, we're now going to talk about. Obviously, we'll have your phone on your phone for. So next year it's the band's 25th. Anniversary, right. So it is, right? So you've released a gig, so it's going to be in the Classic Grand, which is I was actually talking about last week. For such a venue, so it is. Like I've seen the videos with the Irish Brigade done there with of Dixie's last gig. I mean, basically you had the Emmons, and then basically the weekend after, Mallorca Lee was playing in it, so he was like in the same venue. So he was like, was his bonkers, but
it's a good venue. I mean, the only other kind of venue we could really go in Glasgow that can hold maybe 500,000, 1,500 by the Barlands, and we kind of had a few years back had a run in with them, so the Ballads. Do you know what I mean? So we couldn't. The Classic Grand's probably kind of the biggest venue. We could have got. So it holds about 550, 600.
It's going to be on Saturday, the 15th of January, so it is, which would have to say would be a great wee trip for me for the weekend before my birthday. But we'll see what happens. I've got
Kieran McConnor for Glasnevin playing along with an also big in McFarlane. So plus we've got another couple of guests, but I'm not going to announce it to the night. Basically, just surprise guests turn up and do maybe a wee song here and there.
Happy days, mate.
That's going to be.
It'll be a great gig, like so.
It's a big year for us, you know what I mean? So it's to think that the band started 25 years ago nearly, it's
crazy.
Surprising, but still. Listen, if you're in, you're in.
So
you know what I mean?
You're selling the tickets for $16.90. See, sorry, 1916. Sorry, that says $16.90. I read it wrong. Yeah, so tickets are basically 20 quid then. So they are. And you buy them from, so it's ticket-scotland.com.
Ticket Scotland. You want the Ticket Scotland website? The links on.
Are they on sale now then, are they?
Yeah, on sale yesterday.
Happy, yeah. So how have them gone so far? So much interest in the gig, like, or?
I don't even know, to tell you the truth, you know what I mean? I've not even checked because I've been over here kind of busy, but once I get back home tomorrow, I'll start looking into the sales and stuff. But no, I'm just, this weekend especially, I'll just kind of concentrate and do my best for the commemoration, celebration of Bobby's life, you know what I mean? But once I get back to Glasgow, I'll kind of look into that.
Happy days. Right, so listen, obviously the match has kicked off first, so I want to try and see it myself. I'm sure you want to see it yourself. So listen, before we let you go on, right, sort of, I know somebody during the year, somebody that's very close to you, obviously up in Derry, Peggy McCourt, passed away, so he did. And I've been on the phone to you asking that, because basically he died the day before doing the show. I was obviously looking a bit of info on a song about him. So listen, I am going to play your live version of George and Pop, right, so but just tell us a wee bit, obviously, about obviously people know the relationship she's been have with people at Derry. It's well documented. But well, Peggy, tell us a wee bit about how you first sort of knew him and a bit about your relationship with him.
Well, it's kind of started back in the early 90s. I became very friendly with the McBrearty family, Rosemary. That was George's wife, and their family. And obviously, George. A lot of people don't know this, but George McBrearty's wife, his sister Magella, is Peggy's wife. So George McBrearty and Peggy McCourt were brother-in-laws.
Right.
You know what I mean? So Peggy was married to one sister, and George was married to the other sister. So I just got to know Peggy through Rosemary and Magella. Obviously, just after Peggy was in operation that day, he got shot 5 times, and George and Pop died. And he obviously, just for years and years, obviously up to the day he died, you can imagine, he just felt that was his two pals, you know what I mean? He was there, but he survived the day he got shot dead. And he never really spoke about it that much, but you could say it, obviously, but it never left him, you know? Obviously, he was there when it all happened, and I just became very friendly with him over the years. And then when he got coronavirus, I still get messages on my phone from him, just it's hard, and he was a good friend of mine, and I was gutted that I couldn't make it over to his funeral.
Yeah, like a lot of things, the whole COVID thing, it's just that like so many people's family funerals and stuff, it just couldn't attend, whatever, and it's a real...
But I managed to go over for the George and Pop's 40th anniversary, just in the there, and the family sent me a gift over them, if you've seen it, it was a big mirror with George Pop.
Yeah, I've seen the pictures you put up, class it was.
I've been very, very friendly with the family for like 25, 30 years, you know.
Right. So listen, before we do the song, just one of the guys here on YouTube with the regular viewers, Rambo JP73, says the first gig was in the Wig and Pen in Paisley. He says ask Alan about that there.
First you been?
Aye, was it?
No, our first gig was in McCormick's. I think the Wig and Pen was, maybe the third or fourth gig, but the very first gig we ever done was McCormick's.
Maybe that guy's first been gig, and he's probably talking about Tways, like the first time he's seen you.
I'm sure that Gary Ogg, the band, I'm sure their first gig was Wig and Pen. I'm sure it was.
Right, okay.
My memory could serve me right, but Shebeen's first gig was definitely McCormick's bar, and a residency on every Sunday. But I think we did play the Wig and Pen, but it was within the first 2 or 3 months of the band forming. It was an early gig, but it wasn't the first one. I remember that. It was definitely the first one. It was in McCormick's in Bellshill.
Right, well, listen, Alan, I'm going to issue it on, Margaret, so thank you very much for coming on today.
Anytime,
it was just a wee, because I knew you were over in Belfast this weekend, and I wanted to get a wee catch up with you, obviously, to let people know about the big gig next year. So I say, I would literally love to go over, so we'll see what happens, maybe. It'll be a great weekend, so it would. So listen, Alan, enjoy the gig and the PD today, mate. I'm sure it will be a cracker, so it will. So I'll let you go.
Right, brilliant. Thanks, Rory.
Cheers, Alan. Good walker. Thanks, mate.
Thanks for getting me on. Cheers.
All right, cheers. The folks I got was Alan Quinn, Shebeen. Say short and sweet. We've already had him on the show a couple of times. We've had our main sort of podcast interview with him. So I've had, and obviously we done last year when we first started the lockdown sort of the first start of the lockdown live shows. So that we had Alan on. He's one of the first guests. So he's always great to have on. He's always basically, when you ring him, not a problem. Anything you ask him, he's there with. So listen, I say we're going to do a song here now. Shebeen's George and Pop. This is a live version that they recorded, so it was. So we're going to do this here. Obviously, you heard Alan talking there about Peggy McCourt, who was one of the volunteers that was in the operation with George and Pop, who got away. So he did, and Alan was sort of very close to Peggy's family and Peggy himself. And unfortunately, due to COVID, he passed away this year. So listen, here we go, folks. It's the next song of the afternoon. In memory of volunteer Peggy McCourt from the Derry Brigade. This is the ballad of George and Pop, folks from Shebeen on Rebel Sundays.
Called Paddy McGlinchey. It looks back in the year of 1981. 28th of May, to be precise. Remembers 2 young volunteers from the Derry Brigade. Volunteer Charles Pop Maguire and volunteer George McBrearty were killed in active service. A song called The Ballad of George and Pop. On the slopes of the Cragen, one morning in May, 4 lads left the base of Shanghai, because it was the freedom It's a cause London night, and the foreign oppressor they went to fight. Oh, while patrolling our streets, they met with the foe, but with guns at the ready, our lads had a go. So we'll raise up our hands and we'll curse that British land. It's a men, the very Parliament that dared to cross their path. My heart it is broken too. Won't you tell me what to do? They couldn't stop a Georgian pub, and they'll not stop me and you. The place fell silent, and the shooting died down. See young lads aiming death on streets of town. It's another two lives lost in the ongoing fight, and the daily name mourns on that fateful night. Voice your hands out, come on. So we'll raise up our hands and we'll curse that British land. It's a man, the very Parliament that dared to cross their path. My heart is broken too. Won't you tell me what to do? They couldn't stop a Georgian pub, and they will not stop me and you. Yeah. Bless your hands, come on. And so we'll raise up our hands and we'll curse that British land. It's a man, the very Parliament that dared to cross their path. But my heart is broken too. Won't you tell me what to do? They couldn't stop a Georgian pub, and will not stop me and you. And Georgian pub, well, they lie cold as snow. They died fighting for Derry, their only foe. Always remember, don't ever forget, they died fighting for Ireland and we owe them a debt. So we'll raise up our hands and we'll curse that British land. It's offense the very hearts of men that dared to cross their path. My heart it is broken too. Won't you tell me what to do? They couldn't stop a Georgian pub, and they'll not stop me and you.
Go on the boys, here we go. That's the sound of Alan Quinn there with Shebeen. I was actually recorded live in the Felons Club at one, so I was over for Easter last year. maybe the year before. So there's the Ballad of George and Pop, and dedicated to volunteer Peggy McCourt, who we were talking about there with Alan. So cheers to Alan Quinn for coming on the phone for us for the interview. He's over actually in West Belfast as we speak. He's literally about 10 minutes down the road from me where I am here now. They're playing the PD this afternoon. So yeah, there we go. Abada, a score for Celtic. Happy days. I think my stream is about 2 minutes behind there, because I've seen that PI 1-1 already. Seriously, Jesus, I must be behind. I've just seen PI just put there 1-0 Celtic. Don't tell me it's 1-1 already, is it? 1 each. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, typical. Oh, Jesus. I don't know what to do here, seriously. Yep. So listen, that was the Ball George and Pop class version. So it is, yeah. Folks, this is Rebel Sundays. I say, I hope you're all back joining me. I say, I cut the first stream off because as soon as I seen them few wee comments coming through, saying, oh, we can hear you, turn your mic down. I was going, I don't have my mic up. But it's the wee setting I had. I need to turn off the laptop. It was to do with echo. So it was. So I turned it off. And whenever people said, oh, it sounds fantastic now. So I said, fuck it, no, I'm stopping it and starting a new stream, because I would hate to see anybody that comes, after you're all watching now and you've heard it, they go, oh, it's okay now. But anybody then that came to re-watch it on like YouTube or something later on, or tomorrow or during the week, and they've listened to it at the start, and they're probably going like, that sounds terrible, and turn that shade off. So they're probably thinking it's going to sound like that the whole way through. So that's just the way I am, folks, when it comes to this sort of stuff, like the technical sort of what to do with the sound and all. I'm a real stickler for, so I always want to make sure it sounds right and sounds dead on. So that's why I turned the stream off and restarted it. So James Williams, mate, you're a legend. Cheers for sending me a link earlier in the match, mate, because I know Nal, who normally shares it, he's away actually to the game. So he is. So let's see. Right, so we'll do the first wee comment here. Right, Breeds McFarlane's, hi again, Ro. I need cheering up. The bloody app was messed up. I've now got 4 holes in my torso, but still got the Ulster gallbladder. It refused to go. Said no. Can you play Raleigh McCauley for me, please? Jerry and Jerry sitting listening too. Right. Yes. Raleigh played Raleigh McCauley last week, did I? Maybe we'll plenty of time. We'll maybe play it again for you, Bridge. Makes you feel a bit happier. Francis McPeak, perfectionist role, yes, mate. If there's anything, definitely a perfectionist. Right, Jada scored. So is this now 2-1? Because my stream here must be literally about 3 minutes behind. So it is. Robert Crinny says, I'm out of here. You're all in front of me regarding the football. Eamon Bradley, yep, there we go. Should have been Bundoran this weekend. Yes, mate, but she all should have been Bundoran. Don't be saying, for fuck's sake. Let's see. Kay Williams says, most of the stream is interrupted. You sound great. Don't be hard on yourself. You all know it's sounding great. Nice for this. Right, so I hope Jada just scored there now, did he? I'm just going to look at this here now, I see. But anyway, listen. Yeah, so a few more people are going to looking for the Bull 38. So we're going to do that one after this next song, because obviously yesterday was the anniversary. I think it would have been the 23rd anniversary of the escape from Long Kesh. So it was fantastic. And obviously with this weekend, Bobby Story's life being celebrated in the PD. I think it's actually tomorrow is his first anniversary. So it is. And if any of you were listening, folks, last year, whenever the news came through, you sort of knew how hard it sort of hit me. So it did, like, I mean, I wouldn't have been a massive sort of friend of Bobby's Story, but I knew him to talk to. He sort of knew me, because I would have been in the PD all the time doing gigs and stuff. If I had been in setting up, Bobby would have been in sort of doing work, just sitting there on the whatever his phone, and he would have a yarn. So we would have just things with her. And yeah, it's 30th anniversary of the escape. It was through my head. I'm thinking 2023. That's when I say 23. So the 2023 will be the 40th anniversary. That there's what I said, the 23rd. But yeah, I know it's the 30th anniversary, so it is. Marty, I know, but thank you for correcting me here. Yeah, so yesterday was the 30th anniversary of the breakout of Long Kesh. So we're going to do it there after this next song. See all these people saying, yeah, he scored first. I must be about 5 minutes behind this here stream I have on here, so I'll just let the agents put it through. So hopefully I'll be able to watch it. Right, so we'll go to the next song for you, folks. As I say, if you're enjoying the show today, please share it. Hopefully the stream sounded a bit better than it did at the start, and you can't hear me singing in the background. Yeah, I'm not a bad singer, so I'm not. So we're going to do a song that's off my album, folks. Rebs for Hope, the album. I do try and play a song from it each week. If any of you are coming to the big fans gathering on the 4th of December, the sold out gig on the 4th of December, the big fans gathering, folks, there will be some on sale on the merchandise stall. Because I know Damien Quinn is going to have some merch. The Clover will have lots of merch, CDs, t-shirts and all and stuff, whatever. And I'll be selling CDs as well of my Rebs for Hope CD. So if you haven't got a copy yet, folks, you can buy one that night. Or if you already have one, you may buy one and donate it to somebody else, because all the money does go back into the podcast. So this is one of the songs of it. It's a song called Plastic Bullets. It's dedicated to Julie Livingstone and Caroline Kelly, two young girls here from Lenadoon, where we are now, who were basically murdered by the British Army with plastic bullets. And Martin Higgins does this song phenomenal justice. It's fantastic. He does a great wee bit of speech at the start of the song. So here we go. This is Marty Higgins, folks, who's over in Santa Ponsa at the minute, living his good life in Brennan's, as the thing isn't open yet. The Dubliner isn't open this season. But yeah, Marty is getting over for a while, so fair play to him. So this is the ballad, the brilliant Plastic Bullets, Marty Higgins, folks, on Rebel Sundays. Here we go.
In 1973, the British Army introduced a non-lethal projectile into the north of Ireland. 17 people have now been murdered by this non-lethal projectile, 7 of whom are innocent children. Robin Dunwoody has wrote this song in memory of 2 of the young children who were murdered when returning from the shops with groceries for their family, friends and neighbours. No British soldier or organisation has ever been charged with the brutal murder of these 2 young children. Caroline Kelly, 12 years of age. Julie Livingstone, 14 years of age. On Belfast streets, I've heard it said, they're shooting little children dead. Second lives hardly begun. Plastic bullets from their guns. We won't be kept down easy. We will not be still. We won't be kept down easy. After all, you're maimed and killed. Young Caroline, 12 years of age, shut down by Brits in a bloody rage. Julie Livingstone as well fell victim to their plastic hell. We won't be kept down easy. We will not be still. We won't be kept down easy. After all, you're maimed and killed. They tried to drag us from our streets by taking lives too young and sweet. Do they not know will not be beat? Their violence is their own defeat. We won't be kept down easy. We will not be still. We won't be kept down easy. After all, you're maimed and killed. They tried to make us toe their line by using every type of crime But freedom won't be terrorized, nor freedom struggle criminalized. We won't be kept down easy. We will not be still. We won't be kept down easy. After all, you maimed and killed. In Belfast streets, I've heard it said, they're shooting little children dead. They're taking lives hardly begun with plastic bullets from their guns. We won't.
Marty Higgins there, folks, with the brilliant Plastic Bullets. That's one of the songs from my album, the Rebel Rebel Podcast presents Rebs for Hope. The album, of course, that was dedicated to the two charities here in Belfast for suicide awareness and mental health. So it was for PIPS and, of course, the West Belfast Suicide Awareness and Support Group. So all of the money raised from the sale of that CD went to both them, and did raise a massive amount of money, folks. So fair play to us all. Much appreciated for buying a copy of the USB or the CD. Breeze McFarlane says, Julie's brother was on the blanket. Bastard Screw went in and said, do you know Julia Livingstone? Well, she's dead. They were all evil bastards. That's how he's told. Fly high, we angels. Yeah. It's disgusting. So it is. So basically just up where I live, which is 5 minutes up the road here from my ma's house, there's a big massive mural of Julia Livingstone. Obviously, because that's where she was from. And then I think it's down the bottom of Horn Drive is where the wee monument is, the Carlan Cally as well. So it was. Let's see. Where are we? Celine has said, we ended up in the Diamond Bar. We're all listening to it. For everybody listening in the Diamond Bar in Ballycastle today, happy days, folks. Cheers for tuning in. Cheers. Hopefully you have it on the TV, Celine? That'd be good, so it would. Nice one. Let's see. Yeah, Juranovic is off injured. Jesus Christ. So Ralston's on for him. So actually decent replacement, but it's not great that he's getting took off already with an injury. So it is. The injuries are mounting up for us this season. So they are. Right. So folks, as you know, yes. So yesterday was the 38th, and not the 23rd, the 38th anniversary of the escape of the prisoners in Long Kesh. There they are there, and you see, that's them all. Like all them guys got out. A lot of them all didn't get so far. But I'd advise you go and watch on YouTube, folks. There's various different documentaries, but there's a few ones there with Bobby Story, Jerry Kelly, and Bick busy sitting talking about their part and how it all happened. So there is actually. So my dad was just telling me there. He was at the function of the PD last night. So he was. And he says, obviously, Jerry Kelly was the main speaker, and he said he broke down. So he did, talking about this here, talking about the Bobby Story weekend. So this is actually what Bobby Story said. So he says, regarding the escape, it was a great achievement for the IRA. It showed the degree to which the comrades could work together, not just those who escaped, but those who formed the backup inside the jail. Prisoners who weren't going on the escape. Then there was the teamwork of people outside the jail, the drivers, the safe houses, even getting captured. It didn't dampen the event. We shafted Maggie Thatcher. Bobby Story. Folks, see when I said it there, I just got a shiver back in my spine by Big Bobby saying we shafted Maggie Thatcher. How proud can you be, basically, to say something like that? It's amazing. So it is. Of course, yeah, Marley, yep, it was definitely a big blow for the Brits. So it was. So listen, here we go, folks. We're going to do this here song now. It's a song great Jerry Glacken wrote in 1983, was it? Called The Bold 38. So it was, and it's a wee sort of like a really, really young sort of Jerry Glacken in this here one. So it is, you can hear him and his voice, it's really, really, you can tell it's very early Irish Brigade. So this, we'll go, now, folks, the next tune this afternoon to celebrate the anniversary, which was yesterday, the 30th anniversary of the escape of Long Kesh. Of course, so 2 years' time, it's going to be the 40th anniversary of that great event. So we'll go, this is the Irish Brigade, folks, on Rebel Sundays with the Bold 38.
of September in the year 83. From the cages of Long Case, 38 men ran free. Bad Joe said the governor, you all must agree. If they had been English, they'd have stayed for their tea. Oh, will they ever learn? No, they never will learn. And one thing you can be sure, well, this time 38 went right out of the gate, but the next time there'll be more. Now the governor was angry and he made it quite clear to give them permission to drive out of here. They will get into trouble if they're stopped, can't they see? The van they are driving has no PSV. Oh, will they ever learn? No, they never will learn. And one thing you can be sure, well, this time 38 went right out of the gate, but the next time there'll be more. And poor Mr. Pryor cannot show his face, for Margaret Thatcher thinks it's a disgrace. It's bad enough provos all over the place. The 38 dinners have all gone to waste. Will they ever learn? No, they never will learn. One thing you can be sure, well, this time 38 went right out of the gate, but the next time there'll be more. Well, now the police and the army don't know what to do. They searched and they searched till their faces went blue. But don't worry, lads, if you can't find a clue. If you get this sack, you can sign on the brew. Oh, will they ever learn? No, they never will learn. One thing you can be sure, well, this time 38 went right out of the gate, but the next time there'll be more. Oh, will they ever learn? No, they never will learn. And one thing you can be sure, well, this time 38 went right out of the gate, but the next time there'll be more. Oh, if the next time there'll be more.
Fantastic there, folks. Say that is a very, very young Jerry Glacken there with the Irish Brigade and the Bowl 38. And just it is a lot. It's what way did Jerry describe them songs? He describes them as what was his saying? He says they're like sort of jokey songs, but they're important, but they're what way did he say? I can't remember it off my head. They're. I'm sure it'll come to me. The way Jerry described them to me, he says they are like I can't remember, but that was the Bowl 38 from the Irish Brigade. Say a very, very young Irish Brigade celebrating the all those volunteers who escaped from Long Kesh prison. Let's see, Marty Heaney should have stayed for to their tea. The food lorry was kind of busy. There was no tea. Madness. There we go, folks. So this is Rebel Sundays on the Rebel podcast. Thank you very much for joining me this afternoon. See, a bit of a mess around the day. Obviously, I was meant to start at 1. Normally, I start the show at 1 o'clock, so I do. But I told us last week I was going for a photo shoot this morning, a family photo shoot. Before you get on my buddy head and say, oh, he's a big head going for a photo shoot. I was with the baby, like a family newborn shoot for Maeve, and we got a few family pictures done as well, which was good. So I didn't get up the road until literally, I think it was 10 to 2. I run down here, then I had everything set up, because a lot of my gear was you. There it is there, Hugh Need. Historical, yes, that's what it was, Q. Thank you very much. So Jerry Glacken would describe them, the likes of them songs there, as they're obviously historical songs, so they're hysterical, as in sort of funny and sort of making a laugh and joke out of it, but there is a bit of history behind them as well. So Hugh, good man yourself. So I couldn't just remember it. That's the way Jerry described them as when I interviewed him before. So yeah, that was the Bowl 38. Yeah, folks, so I say my apologies today for getting in late. We're here now, and then obviously I started a bit late, and a few were going, what kept you today? Why, blah, 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 what happened to you? And then when I did start the show, because I was rushing about, and that 1 week click of something I needed to do on this new software is why there was a wee bit of feedback and a wee bit of echo, and why you could hear me talking or something or singing over the top of the thing. So yes, there we go, folks. So anyway, right, we'll go to the next song here for you. a band who's absolutely flying at the minute is Planksty Folk, Fergal and Eamon Sticks Doherty. They're actually in Belfast this weekend down at the PD. They're playing the PD on Friday night for the actual commemoration night for Bobby's story. It was like an invite-only event. I wasn't there, but I was speaking to Fergal during the week, and I was hoping to sort of get down even to see the two lads, but didn't get a chance. So we're going to do a song of their cracking CD. Let's see. Stevie Holbrook says, yeah, Jerry is a legend. The songs are satirical, meaning laughing at the weakness of others. Well, you would know, Stevie, obviously Jerry Glackham was your teacher in school, so he was. What a guy to be as a school teacher. I'm sure you must have been, he had you in the headmaster's office a few times, did he? I'm sure you were a right rascal. So you were in secondary school, mucker. All those boys up on Coal Island, see as were. Right, so yeah, we're going to do this here, song from their album Live at Rosie Joe's, and this one is The Boys of the Old Brigade. So these songs will prove if we're still going to stay on Facebook for the whole day, because obviously last week we got the whole show, which I could not believe, and I was playing Irish Brigade songs, playing Emer songs, normally songs that get us cut off, and them ones stayed on the whole day, so great. Yes, Marty Heaney. Yes, he's still a rascal. Yes, he is indeed. Definitely is still a rascal. So he is. He was a great teacher. Everyone loved him. Right, here we go. So this is the Phoenix Planksty Folk. I get Phoenix Folk from live at Rosie Joe's in Derry, and this is the Boys of the Old Brigade, folks, on Rebel Sundays. Please share the stream if you can. It would be much appreciated, I have to say.
1973.
No, that there is not. That was Plastic Bullets. This should be the Boys of the Brigade. Here we go.
Movie song is on all this time there, folks. Oh, Father, why are you so sad on this bright Easter morn? When Irishmen are proud and glad of the land where they were born. Oh, son, I see in memory's view a far-off distant day, when being just a lad like you, I joined the IRA. Where are the lads who stood with me when history was made? On Grammacree I long to see the boys of the old brigade. From hill and farm the call to arm was heard by one and all, and from the glen came brave young men to answer Ireland's call. It was long ago we faced a foe, the old brigade and me, and by my side they fought and they died that Ireland might be free. Where are the lads who stood with me when history was made? Oh, Grammacree, I long to see the boys of the old who stood with me when history was made. On Grama Creek I long to see the boys of the old brigade. Where are the lads who stood with me when history was made? On Grama Creek I long to see the boys of the old brigade. On Grama Creek I long to see the boys of the old brigade. The boys of the old brigade there.
On the boys, Planksty Folklore for you, Fergal and Sticks with the boys over Brigade live. And I have to say, one of the best bars in Derry, a bar I've yet to go to. I used to deliver the beer to it, so that whenever it was Granny Annie's, one of the busiest bars in Derry, but now it's called Rosie Joe's, and I haven't been yet, but I definitely have to sample one of the Rebel Sundays in there whenever I'm back up in Derry again. So I see you're taking the piss out of me here a bit about this here. Let's see. Ruby's John says, my boyfriend has a man crush on you. So let's just get this clear, Ruby's. So is it me he has a man crush on, or is one of the lads in here in the comments? Let's see. He says, it's not a notion, it's a full-blown crush. Well, what can I say? It must be the new haircut, or the few stone I've lost here in the weight, is it? I don't know. He's telling Laura, listen, don't do that there, Marty. I'm in the bad books and office it is already, for God's sake, even though I haven't done nothing wrong, you know. Right, so what do I have here next? Right, so for Breeds McFarlane, who obviously isn't feeling the greatest, so she isn't, she was going through an operation and it was a bit of a mess up, and it's still isn't doing grand, so she asked today, it's me. Okay, well, thank you very much. What do you call your partner or your boyfriend, Ruby? And we'll give him a wee shout out so on the show today. Francie McPeak, up the Provos, Brave Francis Hughes, Tam McDuff, Balaki, South Derry. I have that there. I'll probably get that on for you today, Francie. If you want it, we'll see. Right, so lost my train of thought. What we were going to do next? Right, so Breeds was looking for the ballad of Ronnie McCorley. So she was. So I found this. We'll do this version here now from Podgy's album, A Songbird. A few years old, but it's great. I found it on Spotify. So anytime I've played this show before, it's always been the Martin Higgins version or the Kieran Davenport version. And big shout out as well to Kieran Davenport, who was playing support last night in the Barlands, to Charlie and the Boys. I'm sure for any sort of Republican or Rebel singer to get to play at the Barlands. Yeah, Kieran's done it a couple of times now, so he has. So fair play to you, mate. You're definitely up there. So you are. So here we go. This is for Breeds McFarlane, who's looking for Roddy McCorley, and this is Podgy on Rebel Sundays, folks. Any more requests? We're here to 6 o'clock tonight, a wee bit of an hour later. So we'll see the end of the. We'll have an hour once the match is finished, and we'll see what kind of song or what kind of moods people's in if this buddy stays for 1-1. Here we go. It's Roddy McCorley, folks, on Rebel Sundays with myself, Ro, here on the Rebel podcast.
Oh, see the fleet-foot host of men who sped with faces wan from farmstead on, from fisher cot, along the banks of Bann. They have come with vengeance in their eyes. Too late are they. And young Roddy McCorley goes to die on the bridge of June today. When he last stepped up the street, his shining pike in hand, behind him marched in grim array his stalwart earnest band. From Antrim town, for Antrim town, he led crashed to the sun and found the yeoman's heart. Through furious fight and heavy odds, he bore a true man's part. And many a red coat bed the dust before his keen pike play. And young Roddy Macaulay goes to die on the bridge of Tuam today. Oh, Ireland, mother, Ireland, you love them still the best. Those fearless men who fighting fell upon your hapless breast. But never a one of all your dead more bravely fell in fray than he who marches to his fate on the bridge of Tuam today. His motherland, because he loved the green. He goes to meet a martyr's fate with proud and joyous mien. True to the last, true to the last, he fed the upward way. And young Roddy Macaulay goes to die on the bridge of Tuam today.
He grew up on a farm in a troubled Irish land, under foreign rule and the British Crown's command. His father fought for Ireland 50 years before, but the Free State cut their losses and the English won the war. When internment without trial was the order of the day, when his brother was arrested and his friends were blown away, when he was beaten near to death, he decided come what may, he'd throw his lot in with the provost and he joined the IRA. In the occupied 6 counties, perhaps it never will be known, all the foreign soldiers in Armagh and Tyrone who decided to head back across the Irish Sea so they wouldn't have to meet the man from south of Derry. He never wavered in his battle for Irish liberty, and the Crown would soon regret the day they called him enemy. The Brits called it bandit country and it filled them all with fright. In the borderlands, he who walked the hills at night. Up the Provost, that's what he said. 3 little words that filled the British Crown with dread. With a rifle on his shoulder, a timer and a fuse, long may we remember Commandante Francis Hughes. Long may we remember Commandante Francis Hughes. Once he was surrounded by the SAS. How he might escape was anybody's guess. In his boots and camouflage, he didn't miss a beat. He walked right past the soldiers and out into the street. Once he came upon a checkpoint, the soldier didn't want to die. He recognized our Francis and the soldier waved him by. He didn't want to find out if he could take what he could give. He knew there'd be a shootout and the soldier chose to live. Up the Provost, that's what he said. And from this farmer's son, better men had fled. With a rifle on his shoulder, a timer and a fuse. Long may we remember Commandante Francis Hughes. Long may we remember Commandante Francis Hughes. was the North's most wanted man, with his photo everywhere. But he eluded capture with his wit and dyed blonde hair. For 6 years he was active, 3 times as long as most. He became a legend, north to south and coast to coast. He came upon 2 soldiers out one night on patrol. They caught him in the firefight, and the bullets took their toll. Crawled off into the bushes, but they found him the next day. Grabbed him by his arms, and they carried him away. Up the Provost, that's what he said. With a shattered bone and a body full of lead, with a rifle on his shoulder, a timer and a fuse. Long may we remember Commandante Francis Hughes. Long may we remember Commandante Francis Hughes. They beat him and they tortured him, and they gave him 80 years. When they brought him to the H blocks, he was greeted there with cheers. He went right onto the blanket, and when the hunger strike began, he was the first to volunteer, along with Bobby Sands. He was an Irish soldier, that's how he did his time. He knew he was no criminal, occupation was the crime. Bobby Sands had passed beyond us, where Francis soon would be. And although he couldn't stand and he could barely see, up the Provost, that's what he said, as they carried him to hospital to lay in his deathbed, with a rifle on his shoulder, a timer and a fuse. Long may we remember Commandante Francis Hughes. Up the Provost, that's what he said.
There we go, Up the Provost, that's what he said. Brilliant tracker from the David Rovix, Up the Provost, course written about the great, legendary Francis Hughes, folks from South Derry, one of the hunger strikers, probably the most wanted man in Ireland for at one stage. So he was that's a great tag to have, isn't it, on your graveside? So that was David Rovix there, folks. Hans Thomas Thorstein, yup, Up the Provost. Right, so let's see here. I think I must have sort of Martin Heaney says, well, Ro, your dad or someone from the club should know. Should know what? So I think I must have lost some of the comments here. Was that something about you were saying that there was 22 verses or something? Was it? Let's see. She says, you know there's 22 verses to Roddy McCorley? And what did somebody say? I think Derry Vay says, that's the Gettysburg dress you're thinking of, Martin. So I don't know. What is it you're saying, Marty? Do I know how many verses actually in Roddy McCorley? Not sure. Right, you might have seen me popping up there, folks, that we had in the middle of their song for this one here. So it's another great gig I'm looking forward to next year. I've been blessed to be been asked to do a lot of these gigs doing the live podcast. So obviously people that run these events like what they see and they think it sort of brings something to the party. So this is going to be a 2-day event next year. So taking place on Friday the 27th of May and Saturday the 28th of Friday the 27th and Saturday the 20th of May next year, 2022, at the City West Hotel in Dublin. If any of you have been to the big Wolf Homes Fest, it's the same place, so it is. And obviously the tickets have been going that well. They've took over 2 of the rooms, so it's really good. Looking forward. This is being run by Ian Brown at Potter Brown's, so it is. So all over the course of the weekend, folks, I'm going to be obviously introducing all of the bands onto the stage, doing a wee bit of talking before each band, getting them onto the stage, and then I'll be interviewing some of the bands and doing a bit of a vlog throughout the weekend. And the thing is, knowing the sod's law that I have these days, we are literally waiting on. We're waiting on word coming through when Josie's first communion is going to be, and we know it's going to be in May next year. And knowing my luck, it's either going to be on the 27th or the 28th. Probably going to be the 28th. It's not going to be on a Friday. And I'm going to pull out of this gig because I've already had to pull out of the gig in February. I'm meant to be doing the Mallow Ballad Fest, and I had to inform Martin during the week that I could no longer do it for him because I I've double booked doing my friend's wedding, and I hadn't realised I hadn't put one of them in the book. And I found out the other day that I double booked and really got it. But he has an able replacement in Miles Gaffney. Has now going to be filling in the job I was going to be doing. So, folks, this here gig in Patter in the City West, Balfest 3. Look at the bands who's playing at, folks. So if you want to get a weekend ticket, go for it. Go to patterbrowns.com. That's the only place you can buy the tickets from. So playing over the weekend, it's going to be myself, obviously, Rebel podcast, introducing all the bands. I'll be there talking to the audience, doing interviews with the audience, recording a few videos with the bands. Ricky Ices, Rebel Hearts, Eamon McGlahan, Derek Warfield and the Young Wolftones, Dreams of Freedom, the Foxy Devils, Gary Oak full band, the Irish Brigade full band, Liam McDonald, Damien Quinn, Chris Carney, the Rays in the Moon, Clover as well are going to be playing at the event, folks. So it's going to be obviously a fantastic weekend. So I was really looking forward to it. So hopefully, I'm hoping that her communion is going to be at the start of May, or maybe the week before their one. So obviously, I was saying this earlier on there, folks, about down the wee photo shoot. So I was, and in case you didn't believe me, hopefully Laura doesn't kill me for sharing these. I might just pop up there so you can see. This isn't the proper photographs. This is just a few I took from my phone from the photo shoot that was done this morning there. So it is. So as you can see, the left hand one here is just me and Laura and Josie with Maeve, and obviously there's a wee one there of Josie with Maeve, and you can all see the head of her on her is just crazy. So it is. So yep, that's what we were doing this morning. As you can see, I'm wearing the same t-shirt now, so that I'm wearing the pictures, folks. So you'll see there that that is what we were doing, and that's why the show was run a bit late today. So it was. So, but to say, family has come first, and these things you have to do. So there you go. Right, we'll jump back to the comments here and see what people were saying there. Let's see. Big Johan, what's the crack? Johan Carlson, who would normally sail in Bundoran on this weekend, says, as comfort, I booked Shebeen in Glasgow 15th of January, but the first podcast gathering in December. Listen, can't wait to see you over here. There's going to be a VIP ticket with your name on it. So there is Johan on the doors, don't worry. Let's see, Martin Heaney says, yeah, cracking photos, mate. You might have got dressed up. This is me. Actually, Laura went out and bought this t-shirt for me yesterday, so she did. Beautiful. Thank you very much, folks. There you go. Let's see. Christopher Slavin, yep, gorgeous photos. James Corbett, nice one, mate. Bridget McFarlane says, yeah, beautiful, proud papa. Yes, she's a wee cracker indeed, so she is. Don't scud myself, Marty. Knowing me, I know this bloody priest is going, and they won't tell us till November, which is the shit thing. Surely they know already when these dates are going to be, because people need to get things booked and all, so do you know. Let's see. Peter O'Connell says, Row, just pull out of the communion. The doghouse is not all that bad. Peter, no, you've been married for long enough, haven't you? So you know what the crack is. So that isn't going to happen, you know, definitely not. Elaine Nesbitt, I'm alive. What's the crack? How you doing? Elaine, Derek Delaney, lovely pictures. Somebody just said our shows again, but didn't see them. Hold on a second. Yeah, so there are, folks. Yeah, we were down this morning, basically just getting a few photographs done for Maeve's first sort of newborn shoot. So she was. So there we go. On the right hand side, that's my wee girl, the oldest wee girl, Josie, with Maeve. And obviously these aren't professional photographs. These are just ones I done on my phone in the studio that I took. But yeah, really good. So cheers for all the nice comments, folks. Very nice indeed. Right, so what we're going to move on with. Right, so I think you all thought we were talking about playing Farewell to Balahi, McElwee's Farewell, whenever we spoke with the Francis Hughes song. So Marty was like, listen, that's my song, he plays every week, so listen, we'll do it anyway, as we always do, play that song for our admin on YouTube here, Marty Spanners, Marty Heaney. So here we go, we're going to do this version here. This is a great one recorded from Emer McGlahan from her album Live at the Rock Bar, and this is a great song, of course, written by Emer's dad Jerry, and we'll do the talking at the start of it, give us a bit in depth into this album. So here we go, folks. This is Rebel Sundays, and this is Emer McGlahan with Live the Rock, and this is McElwee's Farewell. For all you South Derry ones, listen today, of course, especially our admin Marty Heaney, or Spanners, as he's now been known.
Folks, we're going to go over to South Derry for this next song. For all those ones in from around South Derry and Balahi. Song for a brave volunteer who died in hunger strike in 1981. For Tom McElwee. A song called McElwee's Farewell, or Farewell to Balahi. So if you know it, you can sing along with me. farewell to Balahi, like White Tamlador and the green hills of Derry. This I dearly love. My thoughts return to you from my dark age blocks in. So friends and brave comrades, I bid you farewell. For hundreds of years now, we've kept up the fight, and the history book told me of Ireland's plight. With Francis and Dominic, I followed the call to conquer the tyrants and defy England's laws. So farewell to Balahi, so farewell to Balahi, like White Tamlador and the green hills of Derry, that I dearly love. My thoughts return to you from my dark age blocks in. So friends and brave comrades, I bid you farewell. Through the hills of South Derry, we marched and we drilled to our exploits in action. All Irish youth thrilled, most feared men in Ulster, volunteers on the run. We give England her answer from the bars of our guns. So farewell to Balahi, like White Tamlador and the green hills of Derry, South Derry, that I dearly love. My thoughts return to you from my dark age blocks in. So friends and brave comrades, I bid you farewell. Oh, gallant South Derry, you're forever blessed in your struggle for freedom. You've given your best. There's shoes and there's faces, both Sheridan and Lee, and inscribed with their names now. Who? Brave Tom McAwee. So farewell to Balahi, so farewell to Balahi, like White Tamlador and the green hills of Derry, that I dearly love. My thoughts return to you from my dark age blocks in. So friends and brave comrades, I bid you one more time, farewell to Balahi, so farewell to Balahi, like White Tamlador and the green hills of Derry, that I dearly love. My thoughts return to you from my dark age blocks in. So friends and brave comrades, I bid you farewell. So friends and brave comrades, I bid you farewell. The brave Tom McAwee there.
There we
All
go.
the ones in from South Derry.
Eamon McLaughlin there for you with Farewell to Balahi, McAwee's Farewell. Another song there written by Eamon's dad, Jerry Glegan, who gets mentioned so many times in the show every single week. Just got the streamer back on to watch the rest of this match, and it's looks like a good crowd there at Celtic Park, so there is, but it's hard watching. So it is. Like James McCarthy, he must be off injured then, is he? Because I knew he had a terrible knocker in the first half. So that was some tackle there to me, man. So sorry wasn't I on for McCarthy, but I think James McCarthy will come good. Like, so he will. The more minutes he gets on the pitch, because he isn't. I don't think some people are saying, he's just here to see out his future. I think James McCarthy has let the offer Celtic, so he does, to be honest, in my opinion. Like, I think just once he gets himself fit, gets regular minutes on the pitch, he will do well. He put a great ball in for Jota there, or nights we did. Not there a couple of cup match against Rafe Rovers, but still a great ball he put in. Yeah, folks, so there we go. This is Rebel Sundays here on the Rebel podcast. We're multi-streaming live on 3 channels on Facebook, on YouTube, and Twitter. So if you can't share the stream, folks, I know there's lots of people watching the match, so the numbers are sure up and down, up and down, up and down, which is the bit shit thing about obviously Celtic playing this year Europa League. And I know at the start, whenever I think it was last year I started doing this, I started doing it. 1 week I'll start the podcast at 12 o'clock today, 1 week I'll start at 2 o'clock, 1 week I'll start at 11 o'clock, and then I made the decision, listen, no it is, no, I'm doing it every Sunday from 1 to 5, and if you want to watch the podcast you can. If you don't, you can watch the match, you can go and watch the podcast later on in our date, which is good, because the good thing about this year going live and then it goes straight on the YouTube is the amount of people that will watch. It's almost double that was watching live will go there and watch it again, because you see, obviously I get the notification every week and somebody's downloaded it or whatever. It's pushing on 1,000 nearly every week on YouTube, which is great. So this, right, let's see. Marty Heaney says, Sheridan, Liam Bateson, 3 heroes who who courageously lost their lives when a bomb exploded prematurely, going on in the Macar Felt. Definitely, Marty. Say it's great that those volunteers are also remembered. Let's see. Yeah, she has some voice clean, just like her daddy and her brother, a very musical family. And of course, Derek is just right. Anya too is a good singer. Anya is a absolutely phenomenal singer. Anya Glagan is Francis McPeak takes time few euro, we thank you, not a problem, mate. Right, so what do we have here next? We're going to play Stevie Holbrook was looking for Gary Oak, the legend. I was looking there for a good version of it. There's none on Spotify, but I found one on YouTube, so I think it's a live version, but it does sound right and clear and good quality, so we'll play it there after this next one. But up next, somebody had asked me to play a bit of Chris Carney, so we're going to do an early song from Chris's album. It was called Live in Potter Brown's Pub in Dublin. Of course, I'm doing the gig for Aidan at Potter Brown's next year in May. Hopefully, I'm doing it next year in May, providing Josie's first communion does not clash on the same bloody weekend. But again, as I say, knowing my terrible stream of luck recently, it will be falling on the 27th and 28th of May. But sure, what can you do? Right, so here we go. This is, what one is it actually? Let's see what one I put up for it. We're going to play Some Say the Devil is Dead. Really great wee foot tapping version of this song. So we go, folks. Rebel Sundays. This is Chris Carney. Of course, Chris of Ergo Bra. This is the brilliant Some Say the Devil is Dead this Sunday, folks. 26th September. October is going next week. Can you imagine? October already. This year is just gone by like a flash.
Right, folks, this is a song that's dedicated to the memory of Maggie Thatcher. Fuck your British Army. Oh, beat the pigs and up the cows, and up the cows, and up the cows. Beat the pigs and up the cows early in the morning. Took her like a panny dear, I'm over here. Took her like a panny dear, I seem to stop your yawning. Some say the devil is dead, the devil is dead, the devil is dead. Some say the devil is dead, buried in Killarney. More sexy rose again, more sexy rose again, more sexy rose again. Go fuck your British Army. Yep. Well, Kitty, she is Sonathan, she's Sonathan, she's Sonathan. Kitty, she is Sonathan, she likes a glass of brandy. She drinks in her bed, she's snade, drinks in her bed, she's snade. She mixing in her bedroom's name. It makes it some say the devil is dead, the devil is dead, the devil is dead. Some say the devil is dead, buried in Killarney. More sexy rose again, more sexy rose again, more sexy rose again. Go fuck your British Army. Oh, the wife, she has a hairy thing, a hairy thing, a hairy thing. Me wife, she has a hairy thing. She showed it to me on Sunday. Bought it in the 40th shop, bought it in the 40th shop. She bought it in the 40th shop, she brought it back on Monday. Some say the devil is dead, the devil is dead, the devil is dead. Some say the devil is dead, buried in Killarney. More sexy rose again, more sexy rose again, more sexy rose again. Go fuck your British Army. Right, Potter Brown's over here singing, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Some say the devil is dead, the devil is dead, the devil is dead. Some say the devil is dead, buried in Killarney. More sexy rose again, more sexy rose again, more sexy rose again. Go fuck your British Army. More sexy rose again, more sexy rose again, more sexy rose again. Fuck Maggie Thatcher and your British Army. The devil is dead.
Folks, one of the things about travelling around the world is you collect a hell of a lot of songs from people as you travel. And we picked this one up in New York City a few years ago. And it's just a wonderful ballad. It's all about a fellow who goes along to Yankee Stadium to watch the great Nelson Mandela address the crowd. He comes away from that experience and realizes that everything that Nelson Mandela had to say was very relevant to him as an Irish American in his relation to the struggle back home. And he went home and he wrote a song that became known affectionately as The Legend, but its real title is called Mandela. And I ask you to bear with me on this one because it's really worth a listen. I went to see a legend just the other night at the Yankee Stadium underneath the lights. I heard the man speaking, and years and years in jail. His name it was Mandela, and he came to tell his tale. Well, the crowd, they cheered him loudly, but then a silence fell as he spoke about the hard years in a South African cell. And though he was free, his heart still feeling the pain, for his country and his people was still held down by apartheid's chains. He said he hoped that we would join him and that we'd walk down freedom's path, and these roads would be the hardest, oh, but they would be the last. And to join hands together just so that we might be as one, and to bring ourselves to the cause so that this battle could be won. I went home to bed that evening, I went to sleep and I had a dream. I was standing in the pouring rain in an Irish field of grain, and all around the headstones were the martyrs of the past. I stood there in silence and they spoke to me at last. Well, Kevin Barry is my name, tortured in a cell. Oh, they wanted the names of my comrades. Oh, but this I would not tell. And I am Roger Casement, and I was hanged in London town for bringing German rifles to the lonely Bannisterans. And James Connolly is my name, and the working people, they were my lane. When they shot me down in Kilmainham jail, there was strife. And I am Patrick Pearce, and I was shot down by the pole. For I read the proclamation from the steps of the GPO. Voice that I heard, he said my name is Bobby Sands. And it's good to hear Mandela's words, they are ringing through the land. I want to hear them in Belfast and in Derry and Tyrone, for maybe then those English soldiers will know it's time to go home. I awoke the next morning, oh, I remember them all. And who would have believed that they would have torn down the Berlin Wall? And oh, says Mandela, oh, could this really be? Baby, now you'll see Ireland reunited and free.
On ahead, Stevie. What a request, I have to say. I had not heard that version before, and I heard so many different bands doing the legend Mandela. But Stevie Holbrook, mate, thumbs up, fantastic version. So it is. Don't know. I see is Gary playing somewhere with one of the bands somewhere. It's been recorded. Because you know it's a live version. But Stevie, big up, mate, fantastic. Right. So I'm going to try and find this here. Marty Heaney says, so Ro, have you a full version of the Ballymcguigan Martyrs, either Alan Brawley or the Irish Brigade? So I'm going to have a look for it, because that there song there, the Gary Oak one was playing on YouTube, so I can't search for it while it's playing, you know, so I'll definitely have a look now, Marley. I'm sure I probably heard the song, but off my head I can't think, so we'll do our wee song, and then we'll play that there one for you. So, right, so we're going to move on. It's just about match the match. It's still 1-1, folks. 63 minutes, but it's probably 65 minutes gone now. So it is, oh, Jesus Christ. What's this here? Right, let's see. Right, I'm just looking here. So Derry Vay, he says, was that Gary Oak speaking there, or Jim Kerr? You know, that Mid-Atlantic logo. Yes, Gary definitely has a bit of a twang there, but yeah, it was Gary talking there at the start about their song, so he was. So Breeds McFarlane just said here, she said, have you done something say too strong yet, Ro? No, it's actually lined up next to it as Breeds to play. Of course, where are ye? James Corbett always asked for it as well. Probably don't know if he did today. He was on the stream earlier on, so we'll do this one for you, James, as well. Shitting not to see you on Bundoran this year, mate. I've seen you the last couple of years at the event, but like so many people, we showed over this weekend and Sunday afternoon now being the sort of party day, getting all the sort of business stuff and sort of working stuff out of the way over the first couple of days, and now the Sunday was just like, let your hair down or whatever hair you had left and go to the last night. But hopefully it'll be on next year, because 2 years away from this festival is far too long. Folks, any of you there that haven't been to the Hills Donegal Celtic Sports Festival in Bundoran, get yourself to it. It's an absolutely fantastic weekend. Busy. It runs, starts off on the Thursday night, one band, one Spirit of Freedom. Then you have Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So basically on Friday, Saturday and Sunday you have bands on in 3 or 4 different bars all day and all night. And then you have, of course, the only Landsat flute band march up and down the streets and in there to the bars on the Saturday and Sunday as well, which is brilliant. So get yourself down, folks. It's a mad weekend, but you need to book off a week off work afterwards, because you couldn't go straight into work. So you couldn't. After that, as I found the first year I went, and it didn't go down well. I have to say, trying to drive a forklift, because this before I was driving the lorry, was the first year I went, and it just didn't. I near drove in the wall 3 times, and they knocked a load of kegs over. Right, so we'll do this one. This is the brilliant Bick and Cruncher, with Something Say Too Strong, spicy for Breeze McFarland and James Corbett as well, who normally gives a wee shout out for this song. Folks, Rebel Sundays, please share the stream again. I keep saying we'll get as many people watching and sharing and listening in. We'll share the great news, the great Rebel Sundays. It's on now, obviously, on 3 streams, of course, Twitter, YouTube and Facebook every week. So I want to let as many people know as possible. So here we go. Valerie Delaney, could not recommend the Hills Donegal enough. You been, Valerie? Just here you go. I never even met you just down there. Just goes to show you. Well, definitely, hopefully we're all going to be there next year, and we'll be doing a live thing outside again at the Central, because it is some crack, I have to say. Brilliant. Right, here we go. This is Something Say Too Strong, especially for James Corbett and Breeze McFarland. Here we go.
Song this time called
No, that is... Oh, Jesus Christ. That's the next song we're going to play. See, I have... My head's away. This is... See, I have no, I'll do here, folks. Right, I'll send this here down. Right, hopefully you can see it. Right, let's see. Down on this. See if you can see this here thing here. So this is basically like the I have like so. I have 2 laptops, right? Which you have one there, right, and the other 2 laptops, and then I have my main desk, which is over here, and then. You have obviously me, and down here is basically where I control all the music. So sometimes you hit the wrong button. People are probably thinking, "Oh, he's not very professional. What is he doing?" So I'll just get the camera back in here. There we go. See, right. So this is 3rd time lucky. Bick and Cruncher, Something Say Too Strong for Breeze and James. There we go.
You build your barriers, the taller I become. The more that you take my rights away, the faster I will run. You can't deny me, you can't decide to turn your face away, no matter, 'cause there's something inside so strong, and I know that I can make it, but you're doing me wrong, so wrong. I thought that my pride was gone, oh no. Something inside so strong, oh no. Something inside so strong. Used to hear my voice, the louder I will sing. You hide behind your walls of Jericho, your life will come tumbling. you squander wealth that's mine, my light will shine so brightly it will blind you. 'Cause there's something inside so strong, I know that I can't make it. She's doing me wrong, so wrong. I thought that my pride was gone. Oh no, something inside so strong, something inside so strong. Oh no, 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 something inside so strong. Brothers and sisters, when they insist we're just not good enough, but we know better. We'll just look him in the eyes and say, we're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway. 'Cause there's something inside so strong, I know that I can't make it. She's doing me wrong, so wrong. Thought that my pride was gone. Oh no, something inside so strong. Our day is coming. Something inside so strong. Our day is coming. Something inside so strong. Oh, Chalky Arla. Something inside so strong.
Yeah, bit and crunchy there, folks, with Something Say So Strong. That was especially for Bridge and James as well. This is Rebel Sundays on the Rebel podcast. Just watching this match here. 70 minutes gone. Still 0-0. Just did that look like we're going to score here at all, so doesn't it? The sooner we get wee Furahachi back, the better. Jesus. And this new Greek striker as well. He pulled up the other night on the warm-ups we did. Sick madness. Right, so let's see what new comments here. Blah, blah, blah. Right. Truly abysmal Celtic. Fuck's sake. Yeah, mate, I feel your pain. Right. I'll be comment here come through from Big Johan. I just want to try to find it. Make sure I'll get the whole thing. Yeah. So Big Johan is a good friend. He lives over in Stockholm in Sweden. So he does Hall Carson, big supporter of the podcast. I've known him a few years now. Met him first time in Bundoran, and obviously been over to Scotland, seen him as well. Whatever, great crack, great lad. So he says, well, he would like to hear Shabine with a song from Marcella. He wants to dedicate the 3 young football supporters who died on Thursday in a traffic accident in Sweden on their way to the away game with AIK. There's Johan's team, AIK Stockholm, of course. There's who Lustig is playing for now. Terrible to hear there. Johan, no football fan should ever go to a home or a game and not return home. So obviously thinking now of your fellow supporters from AIK Stockholm who didn't make it to that match, who died in a traffic accident on the way to the game. So we'll do this one for you, mate. You were looking for this one. Obviously, the second Shabine song of the show. We played the first one earlier on there at the start. Just after Alan's interview, it was the Ball of George and Pops. Here we go. This is from Shabine's album, The Span, the RUC. And here we go. This is the song from Marcella. And I say we're going to dedicate it to Big Johan and the 3 young football supporters from Sweden there who died during the week in a tragic car accident on their way to an away game. Did that tell me Abada is coming off as well? This is all we need, like. Hopefully he gets back on the pitch. Jesus, right, here we go. Song from Marcella for Big Johan, mate. Hope you enjoy this one. Take some comfort for your fellow football fans.
Doesn't seem quite so long ago, last time that I saw you. Ain't it funny how the memories go? Seems they always fall around you. Tried to break you
in living hell. Oh, but they couldn't find a way, so they killed you in an H-block cell and hoped that all would turn away. They thought your spirit wouldn't rise again. Oh, but you did to prove them wrong. And in death, you tore away the chains to let the world hear freedom's song. Yet the heartache and pain linger on. They're still here, though it's so long since you've gone. But we're stronger now. You showed us how freedom's fight can be won. Wish there was an easy road to choose, and to bring this heartache to an end. But easy roads are always sure to lose. I've seen it time and time again. If you could stand by me like yesterday, then I'll find the strength to carry on. So let your spirit shine along the way. Oh, and our day it will surely come. Yet the heartache and pain linger on. They're still here. It's so long since you've gone. But we're stronger now, 'cause you showed us how freedom's fight can be won. Oh, if we all stand as one.
There we go, brilliant there from Shabine, folks, and that was again dedicated. It'll just pop up the message there from Big Johan. He says he wants to dedicate that song to the three young football fans, supporters who died on Thursday in a tragic traffic accident in Sweden on their way to an away game for AIK. So, mate, sorry, Johan, to hear about the passing of your fellow supporters. There you go. So, what do we do next? Let's see. I just lost the bloody comment. I need to get rid of this here first. Where'd it go? Oh, it's way on up there, so it is. There it is. See, basically, you had to highlight the comments and bring them on the screen. You had to touch them, but then when there's so many coming through, you had to scroll back up again. So it was, and try and find them again. Right. So who the hell is this here? That Hugh says he says some boy is I've just had a nut PM me asking how I'm doing these days. I have no idea who he was, and I told him so. How are you doing, Hugh? What's the crack, lad? How you doing? What are you up to now these days, boy? You still smoking the LJs or what? What's the crack? I haven't a clue. He is. Oh, madness. Let's see. He says, No, just a scammer. Just asked if I heard some fun as usual. I tell them to fuck off. Will you play? There's Christina. Ali, how you doing, Christina? What's the crack? Looking for Bees Wing? Yes, we'll get Bees Wing on today. Not a problem. Just do me a favour. I'm not going to play it in the next couple of songs. PM me again. Just so and remind me. Iro. Let's see. Ouch. Now here. That's not. It's trying to be nice. Cav Corey, RIP indeed. Folks, this match isn't going great. What was it? 18 down the last 10 minutes. You just know what's going to happen here, so like it's we have nobody on the bench at all that could come on and turn this game around. It's a shocking state of affairs. Right, so we're going to do a bit of the Irish Brigade this time from their album Live at the Sidewalk in Dublin. So it is, and obviously it's normally trying to play Wally and Dally on the show every week, and I mentioned before this here version that Jared Glagan does. It's one of the best songs I've heard Jared singing. The way his voice does this song and the way you can hear the crowd coming in this song, it's just, oh yeah, it's like a fantastic gig. So big up Jared Glagan for this here one. So we go, this is the Irish Brigade, live in Dublin, and the Ballad of Willie and Danny, folks, on Rebel Sundays.
Song this time called Willie and Danny.
Try to sing some songs of glory, sing some songs of peace. But in the end it's the same old story, the both are out of reach. And people tell me they're sick and tired of seeing this place run down. But I say, take your blindfolds off, you hypocrites, and help us get on the ground. I've been saying so, while Willie and Danny had to go, the reasons were clear. They're laying down the lines for us here and here. Please say it is so. 70 shots between their bodies now, what those bullets missed. But for every trigger pulled that morning, a volunteer will enlist. And for 5 long hours you left them lying there, the priest was turned away. So that's another step, Lord, for those SAS murderers will never forget that day. I'll be saying it so, while Willie and Danny had to go, the reasons are clear. They're laying down the lives for us here and here. Please say it is so. Funerals were to prove their worthiness as thousands thronged the streets, as the Borstal boys circled helplessly overhead as the rock came out to salute. And they emptied their magazines over each coffin as defiantly the crowd were sent. And that's another day dawns and the guns will be out again, 'cause Willie and Danny have friends. I've been saying so, while Willie and Danny had to go, the reasons are clear. They're laying down the lives for us year after year. Please say it is so, while Willie and Danny had to go, the reason
I was 18 when I came to town. They called it the summer of love. They were burning babies, burning flags, and the hawks against the dove. I took a job at the steaming way down on Caldrum Street, and I fell in love with a laundry girl that was working next to me. Brown hair zigzagged around her face, and the look of half surprise, like a fox caught in the headlights, there was animal in her eyes. She said to me, oh, can't you see, I'm not the factory kind, and if you don't take me out of here, I lose my mind. She was a rare thing, as fine as a bee's wing, so fine a breath of wind might blow her away. She was a lost child, she was running wild. She said, so long as there's no price in love, I'll stay. You wouldn't want me any other way. We busked around the market towns for picking down in Kent. We could tinker pots and pans and knives wherever we went. And I said to her, we'll settle down and get a few acres dug, with a fire burning in the hearth and bobbies on the rug. She said, oh man, you foolish man, that surely sounds like hell. You might be lord of half the world, you'll not own me as well. She was a rare thing, as fine as a bee's wing, so fine a breath of wind might blow her away. She was a lost child, she was running wild. She said, so long as there's no price in love, I'll stay. You wouldn't want me any other way. Camping down a Gower one time, and the work was mighty good. She wouldn't wait for the harvest, I thought we should. We were drinking more in those days, our tempers reached a pitch. Like a fool I let her run away when she took the rambling hitch. And the last I heard, she's living rough back in the Derby beat. Bottle of white horse in her pocket, a wolfhound at her feet. And they say that she got married once to a man called Romany Brown. Even the gypsy caravan was too much like settling down. They say her rose is faded with weather and hard booze. Maybe that's the price you pay for the chains that you refuse. She was a rare thing, as fine as a bee's wing. I miss her more than ever words can say. If I could just taste all of her wildness now, if I could hold her in my arms today, I wouldn't want her any other way.
There we go, so the bees wing there for you. With the Whistling Donkeys, or sorry, it should be the Whistling Donkeys with Bees Wing, especially for Christina. Ali, if that's that one. You see, Christina, that's been the quickest song played by a request. You literally asked for it, it was straight on, you see. This is like a Rose jukebox here. Looks like it's going to be finishing here, folks. 0-0. I don't know what this mince meat. Yeah, and before it there, the Irish Brigade with Baldwally and Danny, and loads of comments flying through here about Jared Clacken, that his voice in that song. Jared, honestly, mate, take a bow. That they're so deep and like this fantastic version, mate. Really, really, I always forget how such a good version of that song that is on that album. So well done, lads. Yeah, so it was the Whistling Donkeys. I think that's they were playing that big stage there last week up in Abington Square in Derry, and the Squealing Pigs were on before them. Stephen Holbrook, Ro, if you can play Jackie Dudley. Yes, mate, obviously now, we talked about this last week. it's just become like a bit of a a stalwart of the show now. I've literally played it every single week, almost probably since Beaver first asked for it. And I have to say, he must be doing some study in his nose or in some books or laptops, because I haven't seen him. He wasn't on last week and he wasn't on today as well. So Ansley McKee is looking for the Ballad of Muriel Farrell. Hans Thomas Storchin said, can you play the Lurgan Ambush? Yes, that could be arranged, mate. Yes. Bo Lackman has that on his album. I'll look into it for you. Right, so we're going to play a wee song here now. I haven't done the show on a while. It's a song that I first heard, and it's the song that basically made the album. Let's see, just get me the correct pronunciation of this here, because whenever Ronan was telling me, it was whenever he heard this here song, they basically said that that this was going to be the one that made them decide to produce this album. I'm just trying to think that what it's called. The Stories of the Land. So I want to make sure I got it right. It's obviously a CD that was brought out by Ronan McDonald, a few other Derry musicians, and this song here we're going to play, Joseph Mary. It's a song that they let me use on my album, Rebs for Hope, the album. And Ronan had basically told me, he says, whenever they first heard this song, whenever Sean McCaffrey sung it, it was like, we're doing an album around this song alone. And it's definitely the standout song on this here. Dundee United keepers having some match days with us. This was basically the song that said we're dedicated, we're going to make this album because of this song. And it's fantastic. Obviously everybody has heard Grace, folks. Have you ever heard this song before? I played it lots of times on the show, but I haven't played it in a while, so we're going to do it now. But just listen to the words of this song. So this song is it's called Joseph Mary. It was written by a girl called Dana Barrett, and obviously added to by Sean McCafferty. Sean then put the music to the song. He sings it himself on this here CD, and it's a phenomenal song. So it is, the McCafferty family with Kira herself, and then obviously Sean, the brother. There's some talent there, so it is. So this is a song called Joseph Mary. So you've all heard Grace many times. So this here song here tells the story, as in from Grace's eyes, about what happened on that whole sort of era of what happened regarding the 1916 Rising and the Ballad of Grace. So here we go. This is let's see if I got down here. This is the brilliant Joseph Mary, folks, on Rebel Sundays from Sean McCaffrey from the Stories of the Land album, of course, on my album as well, the Rebs for Hope, the album. So here we go, Rebel Sundays, folks. Hope you enjoy this one. I just mumbled on for slightly too long, or so I did, but I was trying to get the point across about this here song. So here we go.
Upon me, you gaze into my eyes. Pain, it moves in slowly, for you've a greater love than I'll forgive you for your first love, for Ireland is so deep. And I know for you to save her, you must leave me here. My heart is breaking, Joseph, as I hear the seagulls play. No longer you'll be with me after all of this today. I know I'll never love again. My heart is far too sore, and I know that you'll stay with me until we meet once more. 1,000 times I've pictured our wedding in my head, with all our comrades gathered, but your fate is set instead.
These memories of Kilmainham will stay with me now. This fight for Irish freedom has led us to our vows. Our love lies in the future of Ireland bright and free. We took the call together to gain our liberty. But until then, dear Joseph, sleep well the Grammacree. And when I finally join you, we'll have eternity. 1,000 times I've pictured our wedding in my head, with all our comrades gathered, but your fate is set instead. These memories of Kilmainham will stay with me now. This fight for Irish freedom has led us to our vows. This fight for Irish freedom has led us to our vows.
As we gathered in the chapel here in old Kilmainham jail, they think about these past few weeks, or will they say we failed from our school days? They have told us we must yearn for liberty, yet all I want in this dark place to have you here with me. Oh, grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger, to take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love, I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, so we must say goodbye. But I know it's hard for you, my love, to ever understand the love I bear for these brave men, my love for this dear land. And when between sides join in the GPO, I had to leave my own sick bed, to him I had to go. Oh, grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger, to take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love, I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, so we must say goodbye. as the dawn is breaking, my heart is breaking too. On this May morn, as I walk by, my thoughts will be of you. And they'll write some words upon the wall, so everyone will know I love so much that I could see the blood upon the road. Let's hear it! Oh, grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. You'll take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love, I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, so we will say goodbye. Oh no, there won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye.
Here we go. Merry Album's getting the fur blast in the show today. So as well, if I can't play it, who will play it? Let's see. Stuart Holy Goalie Strawthorn. Good afternoon, all up in Blur Gary, Goalie, and the Holy Goalie. Happy days, mate. Good to see you tuning in. Stevie Holbrook. Rowan, any chance of playing the Skyboat, a song in dedication to our Catholic cousins listening, whose ancestors were Jacobites and fought the crown? Bit deeper, Stevie, so it is. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So finish one all, folks. Dave A. Sack, he's writing in caps now as well, so he must be angry. Sack the board, hang, draw, and quarter them. Definitely not the answer for us, so it's like, let's see. Hans Thomas Thorstein, thank you very much, mate. Fantastic song. You only pick great songs today, Ro. Thank you very much, Hans. That's lovely for you to say, so it is. Let's see. So Bridge McFarlane was looking for that. The Black Velvet Band for my cousin Marie Ryan in the States, up the Rebels. Celine, obviously, so they're all in. Kev Corey, thanks, Ro. Great set. Well, listen, we're still on till 6 o'clock tonight, folks. We are normally at this time of day. We'll be getting ready to shoot off and say cheers all later. I'll see you all next week, but obviously not today. Because we didn't start till 2 or just after 2, we're on the 6th this afternoon. So stick around, folks. Don't be heading off anywhere. And again, share the stream. Obviously, the match is over now, so we'll make it a few more people come in to watch the stream. So we might. So Celine, they're all in the Damon Bar in Ballycastle, and says they're on the big screen or it's on the TV. So happy days. It's a big shout out to all illusions in the Damon Bar in Ballycastle. Listening in today, thank you very much for watching the show. Right. We're going so obviously Celine. I know she likes to be with a Kathleen Largy, so we'll do this here one for Celine. So what one have we got picked? Let's see. From the album with Kathleen Largy and the Flying Hammer. We'll go Take Me Home to Mayo. Actually, to my reckon, I have never played this song on the show, which is a bit crazy to think, but there you go. Some songs skip, so there isn't some songs I get played every single week. So here we go. It's Take Me Home to Mayo on Rebel Sundays, folks, on the Rebel podcast. And again, if you are enjoying the show, folks, and you've got a few spur P to change, or spur change to spur, drop it into the wee tip jar, folks. It does help to keep the show running. As you can see, all the new graphics I'm using, it does cost me money to do this. I have to pay it every month. It's a lot of new software, bought new digital cameras, new webcams, the lighting and stuff as well. So it doesn't come for free. So it's basically all using that are paying in every week and donating something. So if you can, folks, please do. Just scan the wee QR code. It's on the top. My top left hand corner, I think it is. Also here, this here big QR code. So you can just send it, or if you're in PayPal, just go straight to paypal.me/DJ Rowe Show, and you can drop in whatever you can. And thanks to everyone who has donated during the show today. I say, folks, as always, every week, it's a much appreciated. Thank you very much. Right, so Celine, we'll do this one for you. This is Kathleen Largy with Take Me Home to Mayo. This is Rebel Sundays.
Take me home to Mayo, across the Irish free. Take me home to Mayo and let my body lie. Oh, at last in Mayo, beneath an Irish sky. My name is Michael Gahan. From Ballina I came. I saw my people suffering and swore to break their chains. I raised the flag in England, prepared to fight or die. Far away from Mayo, beneath an Irish sky. Take me home to Mayo, across the Irish Sea. Home again to Mayo, where once I roamed so free. Take me home to Mayo and let my body lie. Home at last in Mayo, beneath an Irish sky. My body cold and hungry, in Parkhurst jail I lie. For loving of my country, on hunger strike I die. I have but one last longing, I'm sure you'll not deny. Bury me in Mayo, beneath an Irish sky. Take me home to Mayo, across the Irish Sea. Home again to Mayo, where once I roamed so free. Take me home to Mayo and let my body lie. Home at last in Mayo, beneath an Irish sky. Home at last in Mayo, beneath an Irish sky.
Oh, lo, the rattling bog, above down in the valley, oh. Oh, lo, the rattling bog, above down in the valley, oh. Now in this bog there was a tree, a rare tree, a rattling tree. Tree in the bog down in the valley, oh. Oh, lo, the rattling bog, above down in the valley, oh. Oh, lo, the rattling bog, above down in the valley, oh. Branch, a rare branch, a rattling branch. Branch on the limb on the tree, and the tree in the bog down in the valley. Oh, oh, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley. Oh, oh, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley. Oh, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley. Oh, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley. And on this twig there was a leaf, a rare leaf, a rattling leaf. Leaf on twig on the branch, and the branch on the limb, and the limb on the tree, and the tree in the bog down in the valley. Oh, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley. Oh, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley. There was a hare, a rare hare,
There we go, folks. Not like very rebel, but that was especially for Elaine, Marty's wife. Now, I didn't see the comment. She was looking for the Clancy's version, so my apologies. But hopefully that wee one there I'll do for you. That's the one I normally play. So it is, I think there's the Ice Rovers version or something. So that's there's the Rattling Bug, folks. Definitely not to say rebel, but a bit of crack anyway. So welcome along for the last hour of the show, folks. So we normally would be finished by now, but we're staying on to 6 o'clock this evening because obviously we started a bit later today. So we're still here to 6. So hope you're enjoying the show. If you do, if you could share the stream for me. You're still watching on Facebook, just hit the share button. So hit the share button. If you're watching on YouTube, just hit the share or copy and paste the link. You can send on to your friend and family. If you're watching on Twitter, please retweet if you can, which would be much appreciated. It's all about getting more views, all about getting more people listening to the show and passing the good word on about Rebel Sundays on the Rebel podcast. So, folks, see, numbers are jumping up here since the match finished, so that's good to see people are still on. Stephen Holbrook, let's see. So, Stevie was looking me to play Paddy Kelly, the Pridlin Gan, with Paddy's granddaughter singing it. Yes, so, I'll get that. There's off Emer's album, the one Thorn England Sale. I'll get that lined up for you very, very soon, Stevie. Not a problem. Right, so we'll go to, obviously, I just seen Peter there from Clover jumping on that he's listening today, I see. Obviously the last song we were playing there. He says, Michael Gahan, Hunger Striker from Mayo, great song. Definitely indeed it is, Peter. See you two last night, by the way, at Paul. He's a fucking pain in the hole. Seen you get drinking, yes. He's a complete melter, like. So he is, but good, I hope he's had a good night out in Limerick last night on the beers. Right, so we're going to do a song now from Clover, from their new album, or their latest album. It's not really new at the minute. It's the one that have it late at the minute. It's No Criminal in Me. So we're going to do a song off one of the ones that Peter actually sings. A song written by Glasnevin, Kieran Connor, Kevin Lynch is my name. Usually get asked for this song every other week, so we're going to do it now for you. And there's going to be a big announcement about Clover, folks, about their gig at my big fans gathering. Can't say anything yet until all is finalised and all, but there is going to be a big announcement very soon, and I'm really, really excited about it. I cannot wait. Hopefully, Paul and Peter and the band will tell you in soon enough time, but it's going to make this night even better, so I just have to say. So you're all in for a treat on the big fans gathering. So we go. This is moving on with the show. This is Clover from their album No Criminal in Me. This is the brilliant Kevin Lynch is my name.
My name, from Derry I came to a gold age block cell. My country free I long to see an end to this grey hell. 85 years I faced my fear. We went on hunger's strike. We took on the British Empire with their soldiers, guns, their might. Sons and hues we could not lose, we had the upper hand. Thatcher would not leave us, all she wanted was our land. Ray and Patsy died side by side on the 21st of May. I knew that then I must join in to see Ireland free one day. As I stare out of my prison cell, I often wondered so if I will ever be a free man or feel the summer wind blow. Now my time, it has come. I know I cannot return to my friends and the comrades I love, to my dear old Derry home. Dear and Doherty next to me, I will not die alone. Over too much long I lasted strong, my body will not give in. Strength
our soldiers and the battles they fought to tear down the rules of the crime. How my eyes fill with tears as it's brought to my ears of those men who will ne'er be forgotten.
In Carrickfergus, Paddy Kelly was born at a time of injustice and pain, when his own native home had struggled and fought in the grips of those cold English chains. As he grew to a man, he saw at first hand the plight of his country around him. When those brave Irish soldiers had laid down their lives in the depths of those cold H-block cells, from the teachings and words of the great Bobby Sands, for his country he took up the fight. When our brave Bobby Sands had given his life to gain Ireland's justice and right, back to his family in his hometown Dungannon, he moved there to start a new life and to take up the reins of his family's long history of rebels against England's might. He rose through the ranks of our bold IRA, his humble beginnings well known, to the officer commanding that mighty brigade of those men from that great East Tyrone. Informers had tried and immeasurably failed to lay down our volunteer load, but with discipline, cool and calm dedication, our hero would strike one more blow. He trained up our bold volunteers to a man, as his ancestors did long before him. The blood in his veins, it ran just the same, with the longing for old Ireland's freedom. Then in Lochar one day, when our bold IRA went bravely to fight for their freedom, and ambush was led, with their lives they have paid, our men fell in action forever. So they let him to rest in old Eden Dark, with the green Tom and Shamrock above him. Warren Keat and his children said one last farewell to a man they had loved so dearly. From a family revered by the brave Thomas Clark, in the days of that great Easter rising, came a true Irish son, who from war never run, Paddy Kelly, the pride of Dungannon. Paddy Kelly, the pride of Dungannon. La 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 la. Paddy Kelly, the pride of Dungannon.
There you go, kind of Emer Niclahan there for you with Paddy Kelly, the pride of Dungannon. That was for Stevie Holbrook, who asked that one there, of course. Martin Heaney, beautiful and touching version, definitely. Hans Thomas Thorstein, yeah, powerfully sung by Emer. Christina Elliott as well. Love this wee song. Looking forward to Grace's next weekend. Got tickets for Emer and the Irish Brigade. What a legend of a talented family. Definitely indeed. And see, that's just talking about Paddy Kelly there. I was looking, Francis McPeak, yeah, brilliant. Thank you very much, mate. During the week, some stuff on YouTube, and I came across. I was looking for something for Paddy Kelly, and just and this thing come up. So it was a video of basically of the father of like a British soldier who was killed over here, and he was whatever he's doing. He was doing some kind of charity collection work or something it was, and he was killed by the Ra. And obviously this guy came over here and wanted to find out like what happened to his son, and he was trying to speak to Jerry Adams and stuff, and Jerry Adams wouldn't speak to him. He says like, we aren't, the families of IRA victims aren't basically asked to basically go and speak to their families, so why should I be forced to go and speak to this guy? Obviously the guy just wanted to, like, he get sort of justice for his son, which you would as a father, you know. But so they brought him in, and I think you call the guy Niall, which was Paddy Kelly's dad. And don't quote me on that there. If Trino is listening, please don't be saying, you don't call him Niall. I thought it was Niall. So we'll just say Paddy Kelly's father agreed to meet this guy, the father of the British soldier, and he went into his house. And straight away, like the guy was really on the offensive, and basically saying like well, we aren't the same. Now, obviously, like, you've lost a son, I've lost a son, but my son died, an innocent man. He was unarmed, blah, blah. Your son was going to basically murder people, and that's why he was killed, so he was. So, more than saying it was all right. And so Paddy Kelly's dad then went in to start speaking about saying his son was a freedom fighter. He was trying to fight for his country's unification against the British, but this guy wasn't having none of it, so he wasn't. And sort of, I mean, but you go to yourself, like, I'm sure it was hard for the guy. He lost his son, you know, but it's still, listening to some of the stuff he was saying was just like, you're just sort of going like, nah, I'm not having that at all. Like, but yeah, so that song there, it's there's I think it's that song, between that song there, Paddy Kelly, the Pradle Gan, and when we play Jackie Dotty, two songs that just always just get mad comments every week, crazy, just people going, that song is so touching. The words in it that just really hits you. It's there is certain songs, them two definitely are on this show, so they are. So yeah, let's see. James, wait a second. James, Dan McCleve. Hey, all, sorry, I've been a bit late to the party, but I've been in the pub getting my beer supply in before they ran out. James, I've been looking at all these here things you've been sharing, so I have. To be honest, on Facebook about the petrol and all, and it was so funny, like these fucking idiots that are these balloons that are panic buying all this stuff and panic buying petrol. I don't think the problem is that there's no petrol or no fuel. There's no lorry drivers that drive them. That's the problem. So it is. But yeah, James, honestly, I'm watching your post on Facebook during the week, I have to say, get a wee chuckle out of them. So I have let's see, Francis McPeak. Great show, Rocar. Thank you very much. But don't worry, we're still here for another 35 minutes. Stevie Holbrook. Paddy Kelly was a hero. Yep, definitely was a hero indeed. So Rob, obviously he's listening in on the bus today. Rob, what bus are you listening in? You're heading home from the match, so you are. I'm sure you probably think you should probably just stay at home, did you? Fuck's sake. But yeah, not great at all. Not great. But yeah, look, folks, Dundee United beat Rangers at home, so they aren't a walkover. I mean, they aren't as bad as their counterparts across the road from them in Dundee and themselves. It was going to be a hard match, but you still would have thought we would have had enough to do these ones. Right, so there's a song I requested. I haven't done this one in so long on the show, so I haven't, so I'm glad. So I haven't done this version. I've played Down by the Glenside, Boldfield Men a few times, Crunchers version, but Graham Keaton had asked me, he says, what's your up row? Can you play Down by the Glenside? So we're going to do this version here, and it's from a band from South Derry. They're no longer on the road, called Celtic Rogue. And fantastic band they were in their day. There's a lot of people from South Derry Martyrs flute band were in there to the band over the years. And Martin Higgins himself played with the band Celtic Rogue for a while as well. So we did. So here we go. This is the brilliant Down by the Glen Side, especially for a good friend, singer-songwriter from Dublin, who asked for this one, Graham Keaton. So Graham, hope you're keeping well, man. Thanks for tuning into the show this week. This is Down by the Glen Side on Rebel Sundays from the Celtic Rogue. Here we go.
'Twas down by the glenside I met an old woman, a plucking young nettles. She ne'er saw me coming. I listened a while to the song she was humming. Glory, oh, glory, oh, to the bold Fenian men. With 50 long years since I saw the moon beaming, and strong manly forms in those eyes they're all gleaming. I see them again. Sure it was my bad dreaming. Glory oh, to the bold Fenian men. Some died by the glenside, some died near the stranger, and wise men have told us that their cause was a failure. They stood by old Ireland and never feared danger. Glory oh, to the bold Fenian men. Glory oh, to the bold Fenian men. I passed on my way. God be praised that I met her. My life long or short, I will never forget her. We may have great men, but we'll never have better. Glory oh, to the bold Fenian men. Glory oh, to the bold Fenian men.
I got sound of that was the Celtic Rogue from South Derry, Ballachy to be particular. That was for Graham Keaton, that one. He was looking for the Down by the Glen Side. Fantastic version of that song, so it is. Right, folks, we are here for another half an hour. We're still here, so if you're enjoying the show, again, please share the stream. Let everybody know we're here on the 6 o'clock night. So right, so Derek Delaney, he was looking at me to play. Says, "Can you please play For Ireland I Will Not Tell Her Name" by Gary Ogue? So I'll maybe look for that one. Say, I run out to the toilet there, and then down to grab some more water. That's why I put the ad up, because I think it looks better than me sort of sitting up and down, running out of the room and using looking, and there's nobody sitting here, So I can do that there now with these new software. So, but the problem was I didn't have another song lined up. So I'll go and look for this here now while we're live on the air. So let's see, For Ireland. A-R-E Ireland and T-C, not G-A-R-A. Very heavy Gary Ogue on the show today. So we have so this is a great one for the recorded actually for the Rebel Collective. So it's if you don't know what the Rebel Collective is, it's basically I See, James Devon McClave, would you please play Pee-Pee Rooney by Damien Quinn? Yes, James, not a problem, I'll get that on for you. The Rebel Collective was basically an organisation sort of set up by Gary Oak and Coach and Chris Cruikshank, a few other ones over in Scotland. And it's basically where I got the inspiration to start this podcast way back in 2018. The very first podcast they did was with Conor Kelly of Glasnevin. And they've just grew from strength to strength. They've run events, they've release different stuff on Spotify, albums and all, and it's great. Coach is a great guy, so listen, we'll go do this one here. This is for Ireland. It's a bit long, this one, but listen, we'll go do it anyway. It's a class version. Heard this one many times while listening to playlists and stuff on Spotify. So for Derek, who was looking for it, this one's especially for you. It's for the wife Valerie, and listen, I can't wait to see us all at the big fans gathering due on December the 4th. Here we go. This is Ireland, and not tell her name, by Gary Oak on Rebel Sundays. Well, I actually started from the start because basically there it was on and it was like maybe a minute through. So this is the problem. See this here, the other one, the device here I'm using for the YouTube stuff, and it jumped forward. So this is how you play live, folks. It's but you know the crack when I with my show, always a bit of banter all the way through it, always a few wee mess ups or well, fuck ups we all call them. Right, here we go. This is for Ireland, and I'll tell her name, for Derek and Mrs. Val. Take 2. There we go.
Last eves I wandered quietly to borders of my little farm. A beautiful maid on the pier, whose loveliness caused my heart harm. By her there love-smitten sorrow, and the words from her sweet lips that came to meet her, I raised the field door. But for Ireland I did not tell her name. There's beauty, but my words would heed the words that I speak would be true. I'd help her in every need, and indeed all her words
young man at the end of my little farm. She's welcome, kind, unafraid. Her smile is both childlike and warm.
Yeah, so the bold Gary Ogre for you folks with maybe not gonna play the whole version because it lasts like 7 minutes and 28 seconds or something. So that's the bulk of it. So there's for Ireland, and you'll not tell her name, especially for Derek and Val, that one. So it is, folks. This is Rebel Sundays down to the last 20 minutes this afternoon for you. And I literally forgot all about this here, so I'm going to play it now. It was literally, I clean forgot about it, and all the excitement of getting into the studio today and farting about and getting everything moved about and all. So here we go, folks. We're going to do this one. Might as well sing happy birthday to me on the show. It was 4 years old this week. After 3, here we go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to
Row. There we go. Yeah, folks, absolutely crazy, I think. So it was so it would have been the end of August, or was the end of August, start of September, that I uploaded the very first episode of the Rebel podcast, which was a sit-down interview with Sean Mackie McMahon up in his own bar up the street from me. And obviously then we've done so many of the audio interviews over the last few years, so many great interviews, and then sort of thankfully maybe lockdown happened and was able to start doing the live shows like this, and maybe it was a blessing in disguise. I mean, look what it is now. So yeah, folks, thanks very much for loads of lovely messages that are sent to me during the week. So there was a few very funny ones of the people that appeared in the show and all the last few years. So yeah, thanks to all of that. So yeah, 4 years, great. It just flew past, folks. To think what I say, started off about 50 followers on my Facebook page, and then now there's near almost 16,000 on Facebook alone. Then we'll have Instagram, Twitter, and all the rest, and then all the YouTube followers, the subscribers. Folks, if you're watching the show on YouTube, please do. If you're watching the show on YouTube, please do subscribe. Hit the like button, subscribe. Hit the wee bell as well, because it means then you will get a notification that I'm on there. And getting more subscribers means a lot to me to grow the sort of podcast on YouTube. So I'm celebrating today, folks, with the 4th birthday here with a packet of Wayne gums. If you're probably wondering what the fuck's he throwing in his mouth. So he is. So let's see what Derry says here. Derry Vay says, right, Thomas Slab Murphy for new Glasgow Celtic manager, Jerry Kelly for manager, and Big Row for the new DJ. Fuck's sake, Here, listen, Ange isn't doing a bad job at all, so I don't think. A lot of people are getting them grief for this. Let's see, Stevie Holbrook says, Mom, folks, who all on this is going to the night gathering? Going to be a brilliant night, can't wait to meet you all. Yeah, so folks, if any of you are here watching today, who's all going, just give us a wee big up, put a message in and say, yep, we're coming from, say, Timbuktu. We're coming from fucking Larne. Larne and Timbuktu. And there is somebody coming to the event from Larne, which, like, who wouldn't want to escape Larne to get away from it, to come down to West Belfast tonight, So just let us know in the comments, folks, anybody that's watching today, if you're coming to the Big Fans Gathering on the 4th of December, let me know where you're coming from and who you are. How many is there coming? Because there's lots of people that bought like 6, 7, 8 tickets. Big groups. So he's coming. So all I will say, folks, on the night, if you're watching this now, the doors open at 7 o'clock, right? The first wee band, our Carter, is going to be on at 7:30. So because we've so much to get through the night. So folks, if you want to get a seat, although you have a wristband or a ticket, the seats are not guaranteed. I'd say there's going to be a good few people standing at this event. So if you want to get a seat, you need to be there at 7 o'clock or before 7 o'clock. Get into the PD before 7, into the bar, have a drink. The doors are opening at 7 o'clock, folks. If you want to get yourself a seat, you need to be there very early. There is going to be a few tables reserved because there is a few disabled people coming, wheelchairs and stuff. So obviously we'll have to get them reserved, people close to the toilets and whatever, which is sort of, self-explanatory. But other than that, there's no reservations, so get there early, folks. Doors open at 7 o'clock. First band's on at 7:30, and the night will just go and go and go and go, and it's on to 1 o'clock. So please, if you're going, make sure you're there early. That's what I'm going to say to you. Hugh O'Neill is coming from Inverness. Rob Niven says, let's see, he says, any chance of the Wakes, Pete Boggs Soldiers or Colours? Paul Hillam, congratulations on your new bundle of joy. Please can you play the Ballad of Ger Casey? Mate, I've already played it earlier on. I played the Spirit of Freedom version. Let's see, Stuart Holy Sutherland. Ro, did you say Graces in Glasgow next Saturday? Well, obviously, I didn't. It was Christina Elliott that said that she said she was going next Saturday to I think it's the Irish Brigade and Emer. Is that next Saturday? Is it? I'm not sure, but it was Christina that said anyway. It wasn't me. I was just reading out her comment. Right, so James had been looking the Damien Quinn song, the Ballad of P.P. Rooney. We're going to do that one after this one. So this next one we're going to play Ballad of Abe McInnesby from our good friend of the show, Krista Coyle, the Derry Wan. This is from her album From the Streets of Free Derry. This is these bloody Wayne gums. They're getting mumbled in my mouth. This is the Ballad of Abe McInnesby, folks, on Rebel Sundays. Hope you're enjoying the show. Here we go.
It was on a Sunday evening as the sun shone in the sky, as he walked his way to the Gaelic pitch, never thinking he was gonna die. And as he crossed the checkpoint and the sound of gunfire came, and news spread through that border town, Aidan McInnesby slain. And for years he was harassed by the forces of the Crown, as he went to work each morning and he left his native town. And the soldiers swore they get him, and for reasons no one can say. But sure enough, they murdered him in cold blood that sunny day. Oh, and why did you do it? Had you not the guts to say, and to say it was an accident or even a ricochet? And just like Lockall and Gibraltar, and your lies are well renowned, yes, you murdered Aidan McInnesby on his way to the Gaelic ground. The people, they heard the gunfire, and it came from miles around, and they saw that young man lying there. He was bleeding on the ground, and the flow of life was ebbing fast, though people, they tried their best. The bullet wound was far too deep, and it passed right through his chest. Oh, and why did you do it? Had you not the guts to say, and to say it was an accident or even a ricochet? And just like Lockall and Gibraltar, your lies are well renowned. Yes, you murdered Aidan McInnesby on his way to the Gaelic ground. And Aidan's life had ended, and it was time for Judgment Day. And the soldier jumped down from that tower, and the coward, he ran away. God's curse upon you, Britain, for the And just like Loughall and Gibraltar, your lies are well renowned. Yes, you murdered Aidan McAnaspey on his way to the Gaelic crown. And to say it was an accident is the greatest crime of all. To your heartbroken family, this is the worst that could befall. Now the cross, it marks that lonely spot where Aidan, he was gone down. As he strolled on the Sunday morning on his way to the Gaelic ground. Oh, and why did you do it? Had you not the guts to say, and to say it was an accident or even a ricochet? And just like Loughall and Gibraltar, your lies are well renowned. Yes, you murdered Aidan McAnaspey on his way to the Gaelic ground.
I'll tell to you the story of one of Ireland's bravest sons. His name is P.P. Rooney. In St. James's life begun. He was born into a conflict of oppression and of shame. So he took a stand for Ireland to break those English chains. So we'll sing of P.P. Rooney from St. James's by the Falls, that fearless fighting soldier for Ireland gave his all. No more we'll see her smiling face, that face that we all knew. You lived your life for freedom's fight and for Ireland's 32. He watched his brother Daniel die, murdered by the Crown. Despite his fight for freedom, us crappies won't lie down. He joined a fair errand at 16 years of age, then soon became a volunteer in the Belfast Brigade. So we'll sing a P.P. Rooney from St. James's by the Falls, that fearless fighting soldier for Ireland gave his all. No more we'll see her smiling face, that face that we all knew. You lived your life for freedom's fight and for Ireland's 32. He was proud to give the gun salute when they honoured Bobby Sands, and again for Joe MacDonald with his rifle in his hand, beaten and arrested when that funeral was attacked. Did a sentence in the H blocks and then report
that fearless fighting soldier for Ireland gave his all. No more we'll see your smiling face, that face that we all knew. You lived your life for freedom's fight and for Ireland's 32. The fight for Irish freedom led him overseas to England and to Europe for Ireland's liberty. He was over in Gibraltar with his comrade Dan McCann, who was murdered with Mairead and Sean, far from their native land. So we'll sing of P.B. Rooney from St. James's by the Falls, that fearless fighting soldier for Ireland gave his all. No more we'll see your smiling face, that face that we all knew. You lived your life for freedom's fight and for Ireland's 32. You lived your life for freedom's fight and for Ireland's 32.
There we go, folks. The ballad there of Peter P.P. Rooney from St James's here in West Belfast. The legendary Peter P.P. Rooney. Folks, if any of you know the operations this man was involved in, it would scare you, so it would. And obviously you've seen when the likes of Bobby Sands and Joe McDonald were on the gun salute outside Conley House on Annietown Road. Peter Rooney was one of the boys in there with the rifles, so he was doing the gun salute. Obviously Damien Manson's out there in the show, so he does. Let's see, just two bunny mices here. Let's see, great show again. No, thank you very much, Angela. James Dan McCleve, yeah, brilliant show on song, not a problem. Right, folks, we're going to wrap it up here. We'll play one more song for you. Somebody asked me to play some Damien Dempsey. Did not play enough of Damien Dempsey on the show, which is scandalous. Like, he's definitely a guest. I'd love to get on. So I would one of these days, but we'll maybe look into it. Let's see. Get that fucking way. Pretty wire here. Let's see. A true son of Ireland. Yep, definitely was. Paul Hillman. How can you play it black as a colour? Not today. Maybe I'll get it on next week. I haven't got time to play it today. Of one more song here lined up. So I have Neil Kennelly says it should have say in the house and watched the Rebel Sunday. Celtic game was a waste of 90 minutes of my life. Well, I just want to pick up this here comment here. The Derry had said on a second. Derry says 7 games played, row 10 points. Atrocious all round, big fella. Well, listen, Derry, come on, you have to look at it in the wider context of things. This guy has come in, right, as basically never managed in Europe before, right? Got in to manage this team, which I think he has worked wonders so far. Which a board that are like bone idle, that as usual, are always going for the cheap option of things, whatever. Not going to back him. I mean, why he would come in, and I suppose they probably told him when he first came in, listen, mate, if you're coming in for this job, you're not going to get your own background team. And he's probably went, right, okay, that's it. I mean, why would he turn around Celtic? He's not going to turn around Celtic over that there, you know. But to me, it's a work in progress. This here, this season was always going to be about rebuilding, and we've done anything, mate. If we finish second, well, I'd be happy enough with, you know. So I think it being a bit harsh there on giving them sort of stats out, you know. Obviously the results haven't been what we wanted, but I think this is a work in progress, and Ange has done a fantastic job. He's brought some great players in, so he has. So I'm just saying, give it time, mate. We'll see what happens. Right, so we're going to wrap it up here, folks, and play the last song of the show. This is a great version of The Foggy Dew from Damien Dempsey, featuring John Sheehan and Barney Campbell. You know them from the Dubliners. So folks, hope you had a good day. And again, just here, as you can see, I pop this up throughout the afternoon. If you have been enjoying the show, all it takes 2 seconds. If you have your PayPal there, folks, just scan that wee code there for me. It's up in the top left-hand corner as well. You can do it throughout the show. I say all the money comes in every week. It does go back into the show, so it does helps me get these new cameras I have, to get the new lighting I have in the studio, and just to get me here, because I'd rather be here doing this than going being tortured by fucking 30 or 40 wee bastard screaming kids at a christening, DJing at one. For my wage, so it's I'd rather be here, folks. So say thanks every week to all of you who donate something to me. It is really much appreciated. And I say, if you don't have PayPal, people will send me a text and say, Ro, listen, I don't have PayPal, can I send you some money? Or so, folks, I can do a bank transfer. So send me your thing and I'll give you the details. But every week, there's been a few today as well, send me through bank transfers, which it's great. Thank you very much, all of you. So it is appreciated. Folks, I feel like I'm banging on about this here all the time, but the thing is, this show doesn't run itself. It costs money to run this show, It's although it's maybe at the start, yeah, we hobby, whatever, but it's sort of serious now, and I put a lot of time and effort into doing this here every single week. The research, getting the music, and getting the graphics and all this other thing I'm doing. So it's it isn't cheap, and it does cost me money, so it is, and I had to do it. So basically, just think in return, anybody that's watching, if you can't afford it, drop us a wee donation into the show via PayPal or whatever else. So it is much appreciated. Right, so we're going to finish up, folks, here for you. Let's see, I'll read out these last couple of comments. Martin Heaney. He says, great crack today, love the show. Get your peas in the pot, folks. Get your peas in the pots. Not blaming him, Ro. It's the fucking Tory board, yes. Man, see this Ian Banker boy? I don't know. Hans Thomas Thorson, great show today, Ro. I leave some money in your tip jar. Thank you very much, Hans. Much appreciated. Here we go for last song of the day. Stay with us, folks. We'll go play the nice anthem after this, as always. So this is Damien Dempsey, folks, with The Foggy Dew, featuring John Sheehan and Barney Campbell on Rebel Sundays. I'll see you all next Sunday, back same time at 1 o'clock next week, folks. So chuck it out, lads, for a great show. Thank you very much. Up there, cheers.
As down the glen one Easter morn to a city fair rode I. There armed lines of marching men in squadrons passed me by. No fife did hum, no battle drum did sound its tread tattoo, but the Angelus bell or the Liffey swell rang out through the foggy dew. Right proudly high over Dublin town they flung out the flag of war. For 'twas better to die beneath an Irish sky than at Suvla or Sudelbar. And from the plains of Royal Meath strong men came hurrying through, while Britannia's Huns with their long-range guns sailed in through the foggy dew. 'Twas Britannia bade our wild geese go, so small nations might be free. But their lonely graves are by Suvla's waves, or the fringe of the grey North Sea. Oh, had they died by Pierce's side, or following Calbrook, then their names we'd keep where the Fenians sleep, neath the shroud of the foggy Jew. But the bravest fell, and the requiem bell rang
a year. The world did gaze with deep amaze at those fearless men, but fear bar their fight so that freedom's light might shine through the foggy June. Back through the glen I rode again, and my heart with grief was sore. For I'd parted then with valiant men whom I never shall see no more. But to and fro in my dreams I go, and kneel and pray for you. For slavery fled all the glorious death when you fell in the foggy June.
Happy alligator Queens ourselves Her tjenterlannikung They first facer Shantir Shin Sher Fasta Niakbar Pansiran Noppental And dots I am Sabarnoel They gone their kettle On was no cell They gone their scrape They labot now be left Charlotte canning Around of it
You have been listening to Rebel Podcast of Rory Carton. To listen to this and past episodes again, and to also check out future episodes, keep an eye on our official SoundCloud page. We are also available on all social media outlets. Just search Rebel Podcast. Bhí sé bhgéis seach an sin leis an fád cruúlaí Rebel le Rory McCarson. Le héisteach le seo agus hir hagran a ríis, agus na hagran atá le teach, caisúil ar siúificail subín ar SoundCloud, agus táid ar fáil ar gach cinneal ardan ar na main húisiúta. Ní mór ditch ag fád cruúlaí Rebel a curda.